It's Monday, February 21st, 2022, back here in the brand new studio, St. Louis, Missouri, in the basement. Scotty Scoop, the Giggler, I'm your host, Logan. This is the Season 3 premiere of Mostly Superheroes. Hello and welcome to Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. Oh my God, it's so good to be back in our brand new studio. I'm not going to mess around. Let's go to this guy. You know him. He's the Giggler.
What is up?
Andy, tell me what you think.
I love it. You've been giving us little breadcrumbs here and there, like little teasers.
Yes.
And the whole thing, it overwhelmed.
For our audio listeners, just random word them. What do you see? What do you love most right here?
Batman, just extravaganza.
Lots of Batman.
Just everything I could ever want.
Captain America shield. You might remember, hey, this call out to our boy PC Mike. He said I could keep this Batman cut out as long as I had the podcast. Well, now it's front and center.
Same with this right here.
The new
WrestleMania is coming up.
WrestleMania. We did Royal Rumble for your birthday. We still got the belt. We got the shelf. We got signs everywhere. Like I said, it's kind of like a studio, but it's also kind of like a little kid's bedroom.
I love it.
Scotty.
Thank you for this.
Scotty.
So good to be here.
Scotty Scoop.
What's up, folks? This looks fantastic. One of the things I'm most excited about, I can look Andy, the Giggler, right in the eye as we speak.
That is
and
nice.
I can call him out directly on
That is
anything
nice.
I don't agree with.
I like it a lot closer in proximity, but
Yes.
hopefully, like this isn't like this is like a intimate roundtable discussion.
Yes.
I got to give a shout out to the table, and also I got to give a shout out to my lady, my partner with Mostly Superheroes, our creative president, Carrie. Basically, 99% of everything you see in here was her brainchild. She knew the little things. We got a new banner. We got the board with the title. This table is actually her old family table that her parents gave us. And we also have a desk that it came from Carrie's old place. We're bringing in things that we use since day one into it. But man, professional, sharp, 4 mics, 5 cameras, soundproof. We got
the soundproofing.
We got foam on the walls, on the ceilings. We are bringing it for 2022, man. I think we're putting our foot on the gas. We told you guys some major updates were coming. And this is a special thank you to our fans and to our Patreon patrons, because this is where the money goes. Right here. So good to have you guys back. I miss you guys so much. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I think we did it at the perfect time of the year where movies had kind of taken a quick break. The last time we were in here was Spider-Man No Way Home. And since then, there have been a couple powerhouse series that come out. We're going to talk about one of them today. It's on Disney Plus. You probably have heard of it by now. Star Wars area Book of Boba Fett is the meat. We cannot wait to do it. But like we said, everything's a little different, but it's still mostly the same. This is Mostly Superheroes. Let's open it up with the fans.
Fan mail.
We will still always open the show for fan mail. Before I go any further, I have to ask you guys, what do you think of the new slides?
Looks great.
Swag.
Yep.
Totally different.
I dig it.
Got some carries to elevate us big time here.
It took me a minute to tell what it was, but I can see now.
Yeah, it's meant to it's like a background image, blends in. It's a studio, and we have a studio phone. Hasn't gone anywhere. It's 754 call log. That's 754-225-5564. You can save that in your phone as Mostly Superheroes. You can text it. You can call it. Terms and rates do apply, but leave us a message and we'll get you into the show. Again, no idea if that's true. It's a Google Voice phone number. So totally free.
Probably free.
Shout out Google Voice for getting phone numbers super easy.
Yeah.
If you have internet, you can have a phone number. We do have a voicemail. Can't wait to play it. Before we do that, we have a little shout out to a person from YouTube who gave us a comment. You guys might remember Get Back, the Beatles documentary, 3-part limited documentary on Disney Plus. Before I even read this fan mail from Amy, can't wait to read this. Scotty, did you ever watch this thing?
I have not. I forgot all about it. But I've been doing a little work in the basement lately, working on some puzzles.
Yes.
And I think this is going to be the next turn on.
The Beatles?
There you go.
This documentary,
That's a good
while we're
idea.
putting the puzzles together,
Yes.
switch this on. I think it'd be perfect.
This is a really great feature to watch while you puzzle. Because you got the time.
For sure.
You're kicking it.
Hear
And
the music and the...
I got to give a shout out, man. You got some great puzzles.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. You should see the next one I got coming up.
If you want to see these things, this is how we're going to tease this out. You got to join the Mostly Superhero Squad on Facebook.
Yeah. Come to the squad.
Come to the squad. That's where it all started for you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That was it. Like, he was Scotty Scoop. We called him Scotty on the street, I think. We might have to bring that back. If we
Yeah.
maybe this Friday, maybe we'll get Scotty on the
Do a
street
little-
back out
yeah.
there. Andy, did you ever see this yet?
No, not yet. I almost started it on the other day, but I was like, I don't know if I can undertake. Isn't it like 3 hours per episode or whatever? Or
Yeah,
two,
it's
3
3 hours per
I
episode.
can't.
3 episodes is what you want to call it.
Yeah, they need more time to undertake such a thing. So.
And also,
I'll
it
get
needs,
there.
it also needs to be like downtime a little bit. Pull that mic up to you a little
Yeah.
bit and see it. Like, and we're gonna be. This is like this is test 1. Me and Carrie did a run through episode 0. Might be some Patreon content one day. We'll see. I have to get Carrie's approval on that.
Yeah.
But this is a test 2. Okay, so you haven't seen this yet. I will say again, make it a downtime thing. Maybe on the weekend when you got a few hours to kill. Right?
Yeah.
But when you do, put this on. We had Amy Galvin from YouTube. Really appreciate the comment. She says it was amazing.
It's a lot of A's.
A lot of A's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 A's. Watching the process of these brilliant 4, all before they were 30, creating such iconic music was fantastic. Amy, I completely agree. Had so much fun watching this. Thank you for shouting us out on YouTube and watching it back. You enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Sounds like you guys got to get on the train.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Let's give it up for Amy. And this next one, folks, fan voicemail. We love featuring voices on the show. This is a podcast. After all, audio is what we're about. And this one comes from a very special person that I do know. His name is Aaron S. We'll keep that last name private, of course. Aaron. This guy is actually an old family friend and has been actually listening to the show for a while, which is a surprise. I had no idea until he left this message. Let's hear from him now. Oh, hold on. I've got this. You guys have no idea.
Going off the
This
rails,
is
folks.
why I put this speaker, this setup right here with the keyboard and the mixer, because now watch. You guys ready for this?
Hey, my name's Aaron, longtime family friend of Logan. Absolutely love the podcast. Just going to start off. Phone number is 618. I just finished season 2, episode 41, I believe it was, of Venom Let There Be Carnage. Loved the review. I was surprised you guys didn't get more into the movie like as fans. I was a big comic fan of it. So my favorite part was probably where at the end you guys were talking about and the officer all of a sudden his eyes flash blue. My assumption, and from the comic book, that's going to be mayhem. So it's going to set up for a huge symbiote fight, which should be pretty exciting. And then back to a previous episode, you guys were talking about the Marvel Zombies. I actually picked up some books a while back. I had the Avengers Disassembled, Marvel Zombies, had all of them, and then Marvel Zombies Dead Days. If you get the chance, definitely good reads. I know the Giggler is a big fan of comic books. If you have not checked them out yet, I do highly recommend it. Other than that, you guys are amazing. I love all the fillers you guys do and all the input. It makes me go back and rewatch the movies. So just keep doing it. We love it, and you guys rock.
That's Aaron.
Yeah. Some good recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny that Giggler got called out as the comic book resident fan. What'd you think about that?
I'm a little hurt.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're my boy.
Yeah, he loves the Giggler.
Can't wait
but
to meet him.
Scotty Scoop, why don't you tell us? So first one was Mayhem, a Venom character.
Yep.
And
that's gonna another symbiote. It's gonna start I think some sort of symbiote war. I think we're gonna get more than one in the next film.
Talking about Venom Let There Be Carnage.
Yep.
This was like a little something that was kind of teased toward the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then what else did he mention? Marvel Zombies?
Marvel Zombies. Yeah, I've got them, folks. If anybody's interested,
they're at your house.
Yes, they are at my house.
Have you read those on your
No, I haven't.
your Marvel what is it, Marvel Unlimited?
Yeah, I have not yet.
All right. Well,
But
go ahead.
I haven't got on there in a while, but I've been looking for something. So I appreciate the suggestion, Aaron, and maybe I'll report back next week with some findings.
I think you should. I mean, he gave you a really special shout out.
Yeah, for real.
Like he even called you the comic book guy.
Yeah, you're the expert,
Take
right?
that seriously. Yeah.
You're the
Trust
comic book,
me,
aren't you?
I have about thousands at home
Oh yeah, on
in an app.
yeah,
on
in
my
an app.
phone.
I gotta say, yeah, Aaron, man, thanks so much for calling. Real joy to hear from this guy. This is actually one of like this guy goes back further in my past than a lot of people around nowadays. Actually, was in the next door neighbor to the house where I grew up.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And I actually became really good friends with his brother Robert. And I met Robert because I was 5 years old, and I was digging in our sandbox. We had a sandbox, so I guess we were kind of rich.
Yeah, for sure.
And Robert, I don't see him at all, but all I see as I'm digging is water, like just filling my sand hole. Well, it wasn't water.
Oh no.
And an 8-year-old Robert, because he was a few years older than me, and he would actually be the one to teach me a lot of lessons early in my life, a lot of lessons. He was the one that was like 3 years ahead, so he'd be the one like, this is what it's going to be like in middle school. This is what it's going to be like in high school. Aaron and Robert, man, me and my siblings cross over with them all the time. And Aaron, I see you on social media, seems like you're doing all right out there. Love that you're supporting the pod. It was great to hear from you, and we want to get more callers just like Aaron. 754 call log. That's 225-5564. And we'll keep opening up with fans as always. And it's been a while. We got one chunk to feature here. Let's talk about some news.
News and rumors.
Guys, let's talk about the MCU.
All right.
There was a trailer recently. There's a movie coming out.
What?
You might have heard of it. It's called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, May 6, 2022. It's coming around. And I read this great article. I kind of skimmed it because you guys know how I am with spoilers. But 23 Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness details from their Super Bowl trailer that are simply mind-blowing. This was an article from BuzzFeed. Nora Dominic over there. We'll be sure to include the link to this in today's description. Let's get into it right now. You guys know how I am with these trailers. I've made some big comments about trailers this year. I'm watching the first one. You might get me on the second if it's early enough and if I can make the judgment call. But like you're talking trailer 3, number 4, number 5. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want to walk into these movies and not know. So I want to go to you guys and call out some things that maybe you saw in this trailer. And I'm open to volunteers here because I bet one of you, Andy, Scotty, what was your favorite thing? Give me like 2 or 3 things you saw in this trailer that you're really excited for. Because I mean, this is public domain. I'll give a spoiler alert for the trailer. Hit us with it.
I think the biggest thing I'm excited about is the Illuminati.
Oh God.
They're here.
Oh boy. So we said spoiler alert for this trailer, and this is
Yes.
exactly what I'm talking about. So if you don't want to hear this stuff, again, just get out of here. Tell us about the Illuminati. Who are these guys?
The Illuminati is some of the biggest heroes in the universe. Charles Xavier,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
Namor.
Yep, that's like the Aquaman.
Yeah.
For
MCU's
Marvel.
Aquaman. We've got Doctor Strange. We've got sometimes Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
They're like
they're the people behind the scenes, and they make huge decisions on the fate of their universe.
And you've seen these guys throughout some comics.
Yes.
And other comics like based around them in general.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably super popular.
Yes.
Because this is
It's
kind of
it's like event level stuff.
of course.
Yeah.
Which is where we are.
Is this a multiversal level thing, or this is just for
This is
the universe that we know?
just for the one that we know. Now in the trailer, this is definitely a multiversal thing because we get who we are to believe is Patrick Stewart.
Right.
We hear the voice, we see the silhouette.
Well, not just a regular silhouette that like kind of stepped into frame. It
He-
seemed like they kind of
He
roll
wheels up
either wheels up or
into
like
the frame.
or like vampire gliding.
Yeah.
Because either way, it was a horizontal shift in movement.
Yes.
And also the robots that were leading him up there were definitely like Ultron, but
Yes.
not Ultron.
They looked like
Yes.
Ultron droids. It's almost as if like
This is
like successful Ultron program almost.
no, I don't know how
Should
up
be.
on the rumors you guys are.
I mean, I'm telling you, who are you talking to? I don't even like to go down any of these rabbit holes.
Right.
I'm only talking about this more
Okay.
as like a favor to the fans.
Okay.
Like, so
So-
I haven't gone down these rabbit holes, but I'll do it for now if it's speculation.
Ultron bots, obviously. There's got to be an Iron Man.
An Iron Man.
Right.
Maybe
I'm
not a
not going to
Tony
say
Stark.
Tony Stark, but an Iron Man.
Yes.
Could be.
There's rumors that it's the superior Iron Man, which
Right.
is an iteration of Iron Man in the comics.
I've been hearing about like maybe a Tom Cruise
Oh my gosh, I
What-
would lose my mind
in a good way or a bad way.
in a great way.
Like, you'd be fine with it.
When they rumored him in like 2007,
Yes.
that was my guy.
You wanted that.
I wanted that.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Interesting. You know what vibes I got when I saw like those Ultron bots and like that, if it's the Illuminati, which we're leading to believe it is.
Yes.
You think that's pretty confident?
Oh, I think that's a
It's
lock.
Okay. So this is what the vibe I got. You guys watch Rick and Morty
Yes.
and the Citadel of Ricks?
The Council of Ricks.
And it's like the whole thing where they kind of got together and were like, listen, all this is going on. These are the brightest minds in the Marvel comic. This isn't
Yes.
just the Avengers, which is like, no offense, but you got the Hulk. And now you got like this group of like the smartest of the smart.
Yes.
Okay. Andy, what'd you see that you liked? What do you feel about Wanda? It looks like she's going to be a pretty heavy role in this.
Oh,
Wanda
yeah.
Maximoff.
I can't
for
wait.
sure.
Like, just pick up where that. I can't wait to rewatch WandaVision just to kind of get a vibe.
Yeah.
Remind myself where that all left off. Oh man, what else? There's just, I think anyone is fair game to show up in this movie. So I'm so pumped for that. It could be like we're gonna blow up multiple times during this. It's going to be probably, I think, one of the craziest movies. Like Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Like No Way Home was like an event, but I feel like this is going to be, there's just going to be so much.
Yeah, I
But,
think we said that, right? Like Spider-Man was like this warm-up, which like feels demeaning because,
Right.
but like we know what we mean. Like,
Like,
right?
it's got to be bigger.
Like on the Spider-Man level, it was huge, but it was still like in terms of Doctor Strange, the character,
Right.
absolutely a warm-up film. This
Yeah.
was kind of like someone kind of got him to do something for a little while, and then this movie's going to be like picking up
Yeah.
on like what you did.
Yeah. And like, look at the show What If. Like, there's so many pieces of this trailer that are like mirror images of things that happened in that show.
Yes.
Was this supposed to be like something that was that show intended to like kind of open up our eyes to some of these things, like
I think so.
in advance of this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it seems
Which
like that
is-
dark Doctor Strange is almost directly in the movie,
Right.
or
Yep,
this
That's
is a
him for sure.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay.
And we got the zombies, apparently.
Did you see zombies in there?
Oh, there were
It could-
zombies
yeah,
at
it
the
looked
end,
like
for
a
sure.
Bloody Wanda, or just she.
Well, there
could
was
have been-
another
she
Doctor
did look
Strange.
like-
Well, you saw many versions of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Like all sorts of different variations kind of
Yeah.
coming up. And then one that was like, you guys remember when he fought Thanos and he had like those 10 arms come out?
Yep.
There was like a version of him that was like very, very old, almost zombie looking,
Right.
but with the
zombies.
arms.
Yeah, it's got to be zombies.
I mean, what do you think this movie like begins is going to be like, it's cracking. We got to fix this thing. Where does this movie end?
Oh, man.
Like, we have no idea.
I can't wait.
Like, this isn't Thor. This isn't like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. This is Multiverse of Madness.
And just looking at the poster, you can start picking apart certain things. Like, you see down here in the corner, you see Captain Carter's shield,
Yeah, we're seeing like
Yeah.
the Captain Carter, like the Britain shield.
and then there's new characters like America Chavez.
Yeah, and we get like somebody that looks kind of like a Captain Marvel fighting against Wanda. Like, is that them or is it
There's part of the speculation, like, is it Captain Marvel? Is it another Iron Man?
right?
Is it, who knows?
Is it Kang?
Yeah, I've heard people say it's Kang
Like we got a Kang that we saw in Loki that's bound to be showing up in some of these mega events
somewhere.
You
Well,
think-
he even said, there's a version of myself in every universe.
yeah,
He could
exactly.
be on the council.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's a version of him on the council. That would
maybe
be
it's the
that'd be a
same
Marvel
one.
move.
Maybe it's a new one.
That'd be a Marvel move. Ecstatic for this. This is our next MCU flick. And now there's a Marvel flick that should be happening before this, Morbius,
Good
in
call.
April
April 1st.
1st.
Yes.
I'm
if,
getting to the point
if
now.
they don't move it again.
If they don't move it again, I'm getting to the point now to where like it almost seems like MCU is almost becoming all encompassing.
Yes.
Like it seems like MCU is starting to mean. I mean, you get this rumor about Professor X.
Right.
Well, I mean, how do you not call the Bryan Singer films,
Right.
like canon almost. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, there's been jokes about this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm the
Look-
first
yeah, look at-
MCU movie
Look
now.
at me. I'm the first MCU film now.
Doing like the Bully Maguire, but
Yeah.
with Patrick Stewart. Anyway, I think it's getting pretty cool. It's like, I don't want to ignore Morbius because it's right around the corner.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to get that before this, but super pumped for this one. Any final thoughts, Giggler?
Man, I got nothing. Just give me this movie. I just realized I'm out of town for it again. So
Oh,
sorry.
man.
Well,
I'm
maybe you'll have
really
to see it when you're on vacation. Where are you going?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Could you see it in Mexico?
I don't know. Steph
Ugh.
definitely would not let me do that.
I don't
so
You going to a resort?
Yeah.
Yeah, might be tough.
I'll
Well,
be deleting all social media and watching it like Tuesday when I get back.
You're going to have to be very careful. You're always
Yeah.
I
seeing
know.
spoilers.
No, I'm deleting I'm
deleting all
deleting
your apps.
every app.
You better block us
I,
too. or we're
like
gonna-
I might see a spoiler on like, I don't know, Venmo. Delete it.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah. Scotty, anything to add before we wrap this one up?
Man, I can't wait for this film. Looks fantastic. Has anybody heard of Runtime?
I haven't yet.
Like, man, I really
It's
hope
going to be
we're
a
hitting
lengthy
3.
one. Yeah.
So, like, I also added this cool functionality where we can just search things. So, like, Doctor, if I can type, this is the worst part of this. Doctor Strange, Multiverse, Runtime. Google's pretty smart. It doesn't need everything. And you can even have typos, Anything?
No, I'm not seeing anything.
All right.
Oh,
I'll-
Look at
100
the top. 130
130
minutes.
minutes?
130 minutes.
2 hours
2
and 10
hours.
minutes.
2 hours, 10 minutes. Is that going to be right, you guys
That's-
think?
It's not enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for
They had
that.
reshoots and stuff.
I'll be waiting for that Raimi cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, we want everything to be like the Snyder Cut nowadays. I don't care if it's 4.5 hours.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
watch it.
I'm staying.
All right, guys, that's the news. Thanks again to BuzzFeed. Can't wait for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness coming at you May 6th. Watch for most superheroes to keep you updated. You can count on a full-on review and rating once it comes out. Let's talk about what we're watching.
Whatchu Watchin?
What you watching? This is what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're doing out here in the real world. And first up, haven't heard from this guy in a while, and it's MCU Town again. Andy, tell us about what you're watching
Dude.
on Netflix.
Man, ever since No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
spoiler alert, big
Big spoiler alert.
yeah.
Let's
If
give
you
him
haven't
a
seen
big.
No Way Home yet, fast forward to 30 seconds from now, but yeah, big Matt Murdock reveal in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
Ever since then, I've known immediately Daredevil's going to be rewatched in my house. So Steph hasn't seen it. My wife has not seen Daredevil or any of these Marvel Netflix shows. So we kind of just went down a path here of, I don't know where we're going to stop yet, but started with Daredevil. We watched all 3 seasons already. Took probably 3-4 weeks, but
Wow.
so good. We were binging like I in hindsight, I think I put Daredevil on Netflix maybe over the MCU shows right now.
yeah.
I love it was so good. Just
Like
has
you're watching it
everything.
again.
Great show.
The plot so good, like, and like just the action scenes. Steph was not a huge fan of it, but like just the second
Oh,
time around,
man.
appreciated a little bit more. But
Some
it's
of those
so
hallway scenes.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lots of great hallway
especially
scenes.
because like I watched these all when they first came out, and a lot of like I don't know, I feel like the cult following behind it kind of came afterwards. Is almost like ramping up now for the show. Like,
Well, yeah,
now
exactly.
it's leaving Netflix,
I was
and
going
that's
to say,
why
yep, you're on borrowed
we're
time,
on
man.
March 1st.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on Daredevil because I prefer this way over Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones season 1 was great, but I think Daredevil's start to finish is great.
So you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'll go like 3.5 on Daredevil overall.
What about Jessica Jones?
That one so far, I'd go like 2.5 maybe.
So,
Oh, man.
I mean,
Season 1 was really good, but
Season 1
after
is-
that, it
it's real
really
good.
took a hit for me. Like I'm struggling to want to go
Yeah.
back and watch it.
I get that.
But season 1 though was like there's so many jaw dropping moments.
Almost perfect.
Yeah,
I think.
me and Steph were having a joke the other day because anytime something crazy would happen, I'd look over and she's just like,
yeah.
and it happened like every episode. For a
And then
while.
and then when the next season was going to come out, you'd be like, what are they? How could they top it?
yeah, in season 3 now they're all like they're just talking about like who's gonna be a hero, blah blah blah. Like
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
it's
don't
super
need this.
timely. These are leaving March 1st, which, I mean, if you're listening to this on February 20th, I mean, this is just in a couple days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what's going to happen next? You guys read up much? I mean, we assuming that
Hulu.
these will end up on.
Hulu or
What about
Disney
Disney Plus?
I think
They will not put this rated R content on Disney
Oh, because
Plus.
of the radar. But,
Now, it will be on
Mm.
Disney Plus overseas, but in
Okay.
the US, it'll most likely go to Hulu.
Interesting. Well, hopefully we get it somewhere because we
Oh,
started
yeah.
we started it as well. How far are you in Jessica Jones?
we have like probably 8 episodes left in the 3rd season.
I
So,
mean, you got a week.
like, 1 week, we'll be fine.
You'll be all right. Yeah, you guys.
But
Will,
what
what
you
about
still got to get Punisher and
Luke
I-
Cage?
Luke Cage,
Iron Fist,
and the
Defenders.
Defenders.
I know. I think I'll catch up on those later.
You're gonna wait till they're on Hulu.
Oh yeah, whatever.
All right, man, that's awesome. Love the ratings. Love that you're watching these MCU flicks. They matter again. And it's like they were MCU for a minute. They were always good, but now that they're bringing it back, these characters in present day MCU, these things are becoming highly important. And I'm telling you, after I got the news about these things leaving Netflix on March 1st, I had to pick. It was like, all right, we had already started Daredevil. Carrie was like, which one should we watch? I've heard the Punisher's good. I was like, we're just gonna watch the Punisher, and we went straight to the Punisher.
Okay.
So I don't know. Take that for what you will.
Yeah,
but that's where we landed.
I might try that too. Just let me know what you think about it. If it's worth a rewatch.
I think that having the setup from the Daredevil shows is like really important. I'm realizing.
Okay.
Like it's.
I was gonna say, like, how were you feeling like watching these back to back to back? Because I know, like, in the release order, they kind of related to each other.
There's not a lot of
way.
connection. Like in Daredevil, they at the end they like reference Jessica Jones like once or twice, and like.
Well, I mean, Luke Cage shows up in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Season 1.
There's a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
and
how
then
they introduce each one.
The back half of Daredevil season 2 is all Punisher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
exactly.
And I did have to clarify a lot of things with Steph, like watching it, but like afterwards, she's like, Daredevil is one of my favorite characters. I want him to be in everything, and I'm like, well, you might.
Well, it sounds
Yeah,
like
he might
you're gonna
be,
get your
like,
wish.
He
Gonna
could
get
be
something.
in any Spider-Man movie. He's gonna probably be in the Echo show. He could be in
She-Hulk.
Oh yeah,
She-Hulk. He could
She-Hulk.
be-
For
She-Hulk's
sure.
the common sense one to me.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
he's just gonna come in
Lawyers.
and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there, and I think they're gonna put him in it. So bring it on.
pretty cool, pretty exciting to get this buzz around these shows again. Scotty Scoop, I imagine you love them all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're a fan.
Oh man.
How about Shanna?
Yeah, Shanna likes some of these.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones. I think she's seen the first season or 2 of Daredevil. I don't think she's gone much deeper than that.
Okay, pretty cool.
Well, real quick, do you guys like? Are they Daredevil's obviously could be in spoiler alert in the MCU? So what do you think about the rest? Is that gonna happen or not? Or
I think that if you bring back Charlie Cox, like why not bring back at least the actor that plays Luke Cage?
Oh yeah, he was great.
So much
Perfect.
They had done so much setup with him, and the season had gotten
Yeah.
to a really good place to where like the next season was what I was like going to be really pumped for
Mhm.
because he was kind of like full on hero.
Yeah.
Um,
Heroes for hire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'd like to see him bring them all back. At this
Yeah.
point, it's like for me, it's like impossible to speculate because there's something new every week. But if I were a guessing man, yeah, you're gonna see
Kristen Ritter. I think she was great.
absolutely
John Bernthal as Punisher.
got to be him.
Perfect.
Yep. Like if you're going back, like that's what makes me think. If they went with Matt Murdock, like with this Charlie Cox, why not bring back the rest?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. MCU shows, the rated R ones. I mean, this was a
Yeah.
big thing at the time, and maybe
Yeah.
we'll get it again in some form or fashion. There's other dark titles out here for the MCU they're talking about, so we'll see how they handle that. Things like Deadpool, we got Disney Plus. It's a kidly friendly thing. Maybe it'll be like an adult section. We've talked about this.
They've talked about it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this guy, you know him, bringing combinations, a book turned to a show. What's on HBO Max nowadays that you're talking about, Scotty Scoop?
Oh, Station 11. Anybody
I
seen
haven't
it?
seen this yet.
We watched it.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh
loved it.
man.
I'll just say that.
Loved
Loved it. But I want this is yours.
So Lost. I got total Lost vibes from
yeah.
this show. Lots of time jumps. And I was so impressed with the show. I went right out, pulled up the Amazon app. I said, "Give me this book,"
Mhm.
and it didn't disappoint. They take a lot of divergent paths, the book and the show.
Mhm.
Just a background. This is it's based around a pandemic. They called it the Georgia flu, and make you sick within a few hours, and you're dead within 2 or 3 days. And I think this wiped out about like 98% of the world's population within weeks. We start with a guy named Jeevan. He's seeing a play, King Lear, and the actor on stage has a heart attack, and he notices some symptoms. He runs up there and starts performing CPR. And then there's a young girl actress also on stage. Her name is Kirsten. he kind of realizes, it's spoilers for the first episode, but you
Mhm.
got to kind of lay the groundwork. And
Little setup.
yeah,
It's basically like you said, like that lost component of like setting up the before
right,
and then taking you to the after.
right.
So you
And
get
then,
like some of them living near their New York City or
Chicago.
some big city.
They're in Chicago,
Right.
near the Great Lakes. So this girl, she's up there, and she doesn't, her friend is the actor. She's like 8 or 9, and she's supposed to have someone watching her, but there's no one there.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of takes her. There's a huge tragedy. Takes her under his wing. It's like, hey, let me try and get you home. Tries to get her home. There's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I'm kind of responsible for you now. And
Little do they know,
right?
like it's going down. But this guy also found out kind of early. Like we're talking big spoilers for the first episode.
Right, first episode, wide open. His sister is a ER nurse.
Right.
Calls him and says, "Hey, you need to get somewhere, get some food, go to your brother's place, and just don't go anywhere because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
If you catch this, you're dead."
I mean, it felt like the beginning days of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're watching it like, is this meant to be
this was
satirical?
The book was released in 2014.
Right.
But it feels like it could have been written last year.
For sure.
So, they go and they stock up on groceries, and he's got like 6 or 7 carts full of groceries, and he's just pushing them through the city to his brother's place where they hold up. And we kind of get a couple of flashes, here and there, give you some background information, and they give you a flash forward 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Where society has just collapsed, and they're trying to make the best of things, really.
Mm-hmm.
Where Kirsten is an actress in a traveling Shakespearean play group.
Yeah, in the future.
Yeah, in the future, 20 years in the future.
Yeah.
And they just they travel on what they call the Wheel.
Yep.
Which is I think probably around Michigan, I would say. They're trucking around in a big circle and just stopping at these little shanty towns.
Like the little traveling show.
Yeah, and giving performances. The traveling symphony is what they call it.
Yep.
This is probably one of the best shows I've seen in the last 10 years.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Wow.
Near perfection for me.
3.9.
Wow. I would watch it again, and I recommend the book. It's almost like a little multiversal story.
Yeah.
Because you get some different things and some of the same beats. It was a real quick read, 300 pages. It's great. I highly recommend it.
What's your favorite thing about the story? Like, what is it that gets you to come back to this story?
I think the setting. I just anything that's post-apocalyptic, where you see like nature has kind of overtaken everything.
Sure.
And people are just doing what they can to survive. And don't get me wrong, and this isn't like The Walking Dead.
No. It's not like one mission after the other.
Yeah, this isn't like it's not an overly brutal world. There are some dangers, but I think they do a really good job of focusing the story on people.
Yeah, it's about the people.
It's really about the people
and
the characters, how they connect, and eventually how they might come back together.
Right, exactly. It's like a kind of like what you do today and how it impacts tomorrow, especially as the world gets smaller and people. All right, Station 11. It's on HBO Max. The book is by Emily St. John Mandel.
Yeah, Mandel, I think.
Mandel. And highly recommend it. 3.9 from Scotty Scoop. Giggler, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Are you going to watch it?
I have a list, like an actual list now that I'm getting organized this year.
A real list.
I'm going to add this to the real list.
It's going on there.
10 episodes, limited series. It's one and done.
You don't think it's going to come back? No, because it's the book beginning to end.
Yes.
HBO Max has
not
been
coming
on
back.
fire lately. So
yeah, HBO Max really does bring the A game, especially with these limited series. Well, thanks for sharing, Scotty Scoop. We enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I think that I don't like it as near as much as you, man. Man, you were really excited.
I loved this show.
I would be like the guy that's like, bring season 2 and let's keep going.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I think I could be well served to read this book. Probably get a little. Little bit more. You know how these like. I mean, especially when they do 10 episodes of a book, it's just like they can only do so much.
Right.
But I thought it was really cool. I thought it was. I like that dystopian stuff too. I love the beginning days of the pandemic, like literally getting vibes of The Stand. You know, being in the middle of the
super
city,
flu,
have to figure it out. Like, what do people do when they're held up against the wall or like in the middle of a heavy populated area? I was there for that stuff. Whenever the traveling, I'm a live theater guy. I'm not like Andy over here who hates on Broadway.
Oh man.
Even after amazing Avengers Broadway musicals are produced for you still can't get on board.
It's the only thing of the MCU ever made that I didn't enjoy. Give it a break.
Hey, if that goes to Broadway, we're going to see it. Just so you know.
Do this all day.
I can do this all day. But that part was the part where I was like, man, I guess these people really are doing this traveling.
Yeah, they were committed.
They were big. It was a lot about the arts, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like that too. I like that it needs to like.
I like the fact that they didn't use a lot of known actors to carry this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, like, who are these people? Like, where have you seen these people before?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think she was in Terminator, like one of the new Terminator movies.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who played the main actor that died, he is going to be Werewolf by Night. For the MCU Halloween special.
That's a MCU thing?
MCU thing, yeah. Disney Plus.
What? Like, I haven't heard of this.
Oh, really?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
What's that?
This is, we may get some teasers of that in the Moon Knight show.
Okay.
He is, his name is Jack Russell.
You heard of this, Giggler?
Now it sounds familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack
like
Russell.
I saw the casting announcement.
Yeah,
I was
he's a werewolf.
Is it going to be a TV show or
this is going to be a one-off Halloween special.
Oh, cool.
So I think we're probably talking like an hour and a half, maybe.
These specials, man.
Specials.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to talk about one in the meat today. I can't wait. All right, man. Station 11. Any final thoughts, Scotty, before we pass it up?
Watch it.
Watch it. Read it. Do it. HBO MAX Station 11. And last but not least, yours truly. I am super excited to tell you that we are on the 3rd season of Smallville, watching it on Hulu, and we're just having really the best time. Carrie's never seen it.
You've got a lot of episodes to go.
Oh, we're not even. There are 10 seasons if you're not familiar.
And this is like back in the day, full 22 episode season.
You get them all. I mean, we definitely we'll just keep it going like all weekend to where it's like, hey, listen, if you walk out for a minute, don't worry. You know, Clark will catch Chloe. It'll be fine. But man, I gotta tell you, the show is just a real treat. And I forgot how much I love these characters, these actors. And I'm getting more into like, this is like my 8th or 9th time seeing the show.
Wow.
And everybody shows up. That's my favorite thing for it. From the actors to the music to the camera workers, you can tell that everyone's here to make this into its own thing. And Smallville is its own thing. It's almost like Superman meets the OC meets like soap opera. And it's like this beautiful, fun, great show. Michael Rosenbaum showing up as Lex Luthor. Lionel Luthor, played by John Glover.
Oh yeah, that was a great character.
Unbelievable. Probably one of my favorite TV show characters of all time is Lionel Luthor.
Sure.
So yeah, season 3, man, just having a good time. If you haven't seen Smallville, get on it. If you're a Superman fan, it's a must. And if you're into old 90s drama sitcoms, you might get into this. And then there's like some Superman stuff mixed in. That's how how I sold Carrie on it.
CW.
And it was the WB before that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this was coming on right after One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. This was the same era as that. So if you were watching One Tree Hill at the time, whenever it first came out, Smallville was around there. I think it debuted in like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But you said it. Like we got like 100 something episodes.
Oh, way more than that.
Wow. Don't tell Carrie it's way more than that. Because I think she really enjoyed the first few seasons because it really focuses on like, it's like a high school.
Yeah.
But then like, it starts getting really Superman-y. But like, I mean, that's where I'm starting to be like, this is where it's ramping up.
Yeah.
Have you watched Smallville, Giggler?
I haven't seen it since it came out, but I don't remember when I stopped. I stopped at some point and never went back to it. But I definitely watched at least 3 seasons, probably.
Okay. And just quit.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just
Quitter.
I don't know. You know this. I've never been a gigantic Superman fan. I don't know why,
Sure.
but I've just always been Batman. Like it's probably because I
get it.
was busy watching
You're probably watching
Batman '89 for the 50,000th time.
or Gotham.
Yeah, could be.
Scotty Scoop, what are your thoughts on this one?
Man, I love this show. It is. I may have to give it a rewatch.
You should.
It's been quite a while. I think after its initial airing, I think I might have rewatched it one time.
You're right, though. It's a lot.
It is a lot. And yeah, I mean, I rewatched Supernatural.
I mean, that
on the regular.
That's exactly what I think of. That 15 seasons, like 23 episodes.
23 episodes.
Like, I mean, Lost is only 6 seasons, but man, it's still 23 episodes.
Yeah, well, for the first 3 seasons.
And then it
dropped to like 14. Down. I think there was a 12 episode season, and then 14, and then maybe 16.
You're right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad nowadays that they've dropped the format to 10 to 12 episode seasons.
I think we all are. I think we can all agree that like binging those 10 episode seasons in a day is so great.
Yeah. Right.
It's almost like they need to make a guide for like these shows with like a lot of episodes to be like, listen, you could definitely skip these like 10.
Skip this.
Because they're just filler. They're just like, okay, now
case of the week.
A case of the week. And like some of the cases are like, man, they were really reaching.
Right.
Like some of the powers, you're like, so that guy was in a car accident with bugs, so he has bug powers.
Right.
You just described why I stopped watching the Flash show.
Oh,
there was kryptonite on his sock.
Yeah.
And so when he crashed, the glass went in there too, and now he's Glass Man.
And this guy was born the day of the meteor shower, so when he touches you, he can see your death.
That's right.
We just watched that one yesterday. That's a pretty good one. He touches Clark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The cape, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves was back.
Yeah.
I mean, he came back. Margot Ritter, or what's her name that played Lois Lane?
Margot Kidder.
She was just in the episode. She came back. Like, they do a really good. I mean, the music is John Williams.
Oh yeah, there's some great moments in this show.
Definitely backed by Superman makers.
Yes.
You know, you can tell like they're like, we're gonna pay our tribute here. All right, guys, that's What You Watch in Smallville. You can watch it on Hulu, and it is time to take a break. When we come back, we are entering Star Wars, the world of Star Wars, with a brand new series on Disney Plus. It's called The Book of Boba Fett. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You've heard others, but nothing could prepare you for the shameful stupidity that is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Hear Imran.
So if you offend everyone at once, it's a wash. I've covered everybody.
Anthony.
Sorry, I was texting. Say that again.
And Rug Boy.
Yeah, whenever there's a snowstorm, my slack hole tightens up.
As they talk over one another.
Just exactly the same as
Terminator.
We're talking over each other. It's fine.
Sorry.
Swear.
I had boobies.
And ask you for money.
Just give us the money.
Witness the hubris as they claim to be the world's authority on comic book movies.
Who said?
Never said that. You've never said that.
Who cares? A jock said that.
Comic book, TV, movie reviews, news, and whatever they choose. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find your favorite podcasts. The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
It's campy, silly, goofy fun.
Seriously, people really listen to this.
Jock and Nerd.
The meat.
Welcome back from the break. This is Mostly Superheroes. I'm your host, Logan, back here in the basement in our brand new recording studio. I got Scotty Scoop, the Giggler. We need to get a little sound for you. Like, his thing is Scoop. What's the Giggler? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, I already know. Come on.
I can't make those noises. No.
Put it on a button.
No.
You're the Giggler.
No.
Put it on a button and give it to me.
I don't like the
Scott will push that button.
The feminine, childish part of that.
What's wrong with being a feminine child? Wow, Andy.
I'm a grown
wow, and
hairy man.
Well, back here again, barely keeping it together. We haven't done this in a while, so we're learning again, but we are ready to talk about the meat. That's right, the chunk, the sizzle. It's why you came. It's why you showed up, and it's why we're here tonight. It's Monday night. We had some oven-baked slow cooker spaghetti. Pretty delicious. You guys feel good? You feel full and ready with carbs to talk about this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Cheesed up.
Cheesed up?
Yeah. It was good. I almost grabbed some when I went up to get a drink.
You should have.
Just a handful.
Table spaghetti.
I was going to say
in a
that,
bag.
but this is like a no food studio, I think.
Yeah.
Except for we got the cup holders on the side.
Yeah.
We are back in Star Wars town, though. Can't believe it. We haven't talked about a Star Wars title probably since The Mandalorian, really. Season 2, we talked about it last year. We're just a little over a year since that happened. And here we are again with a new Disney Plus show, making their promise come true with new Star Wars titles for us streamers at home. Before we get set up, I want to talk about Boba Fett. This character that showed up multiple times across many titles, which I'm going to break down the timeline. I'm going to give it to you guys. And I got to highly recommend the Under the Helmet special on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that was great.
Pretty good, especially in preparation for this. A little quick 18-minute. Here's a little bit about the character. This guy had like a total of 6.5 minutes of dialogue across all of Star Wars canon.
It wasn't much at all.
Not much at all. We're gonna go through it. I can't wait to give you guys the dates of when he was. I'm gonna hit it rapid fire. Before we do that, I want to do a who is Boba Fett to me? Is anybody in here, first of all, like a crazy Boba fan? Like is anybody like the diehard? Is this more? I mean, I know you're a Star Wars fan, Giggler. You know who Boba Fett is.
Yeah. But I'm not huge. Like I just thought it was kind of like a cult following that he had like through the years. Like
you knew more about.
I knew that he didn't have a lot of screen time.
Uh-huh.
But just had this huge following for some reason, and I was like, he's a cool looking character. I mean, bounty hunter.
Yep.
Like what's not to like?
Absolutely.
But definitely something that we would have liked more of, and we're getting it here. But my thoughts will come later on all of that.
I like it. Scotty Scoop, who's Boba Fett to you?
It was always kind of a make up your own story because they didn't really give you much,
right,
to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like, man, he looks awesome, but Return of the Jedi gets dumped into the Sarlacc pit. You're like, was he really that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
That's really all I had on him.
I'm with you guys. I think we're all the same on this. Let's say we didn't bring in like a Boba Fett diehard, which I think is really valid in this scenario because this is a TV show for the masses.
Yeah.
This is a TV show about Boba Fett, but I still wanted to do the fans justice and bring a little bit of knowledge to the table.
Right.
So it's okay with you guys. I'm going to give a little background on like where Boba Fett came from. Again, a lot of resources out there. Highly recommend Under the Hood on Disney Plus. I also watched a great recap video from Looper, as well as IGN. Links to all of this will be found in today's episode description, as well as Wikipedia, which is always super helpful. So real rundown before we get into the show, the book of Boba Fett. Where was Boba Fett before this? Where this character come from? Really rapid fire. First of all, hilarious. He was not even like a character that was written. He was really a white suit that was meant to be a fleet of what George Lucas called super troopers.
Yeah.
Right? Super troopers.
Man, that white suit.
Just completely white.
Oh my God. It was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's the exact same suit, just completely white before it's got any paint on it. And it was, we're going to make these super trooper things.
Yeah. It looks like a stormtrooper.
Turned out, I mean, you guys kind of know Star Wars back in the day. The budgets weren't like always quite there. Money ran a little short. And he said, we can only afford to make one of these suits.
Yeah.
So they decided, lean into this, like make it a different type of character. More about like what Scotty was saying, the unknowns, the mystery.
Yeah.
And that's where you got that original look of that green paint. Most of the accessories you see on Boba Fett, which was kind of new to these types of characters. Nobody was really carrying around a jetpack or a missile on their thing or a grapple hook.
Flamethrower.
Yeah. And what's cool is the original design is really what made it into the stuff. So getting into that, where did he show up next? Next was actually before he was ever in any movie, he was actually in a parade celebrating Star Wars in a town where they were like filming Star Wars. They did a parade in the town on September 24th, 1978. And that was worn by Dwayne Dunham.
Yeah.
And then
he worked on the set. Right?
He worked on the set.
Yeah.
And the only reason they asked him to wear the suit is because he was the right size.
Yeah, it fit him.
He's not like an actor or anything. He was just like one of the guys that worked on the show. Next up, Boba Fett actually shows up in an animated series in 1978. This is just 2 months later in the Star Wars Holiday Special. Who here has seen the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Infamous.
Have you seen
Holiday Special. Yes, I've seen it.
More than once?
No.
I'm ready to watch it again.
Really?
Like this Christmas. Have you seen it?
No. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep, 1978. This is this one causes I think some stir in the fans.
Yeah.
Because it is very cheesy. It's very long, too. I don't know if you remember, Sky.
I don't remember.
It's like a few hours long.
Is it really that long?
Animated?
No. So the animated piece was actually just like, so just a little background on the Star Wars holiday special. This isn't even from my notes. I've actually seen this. It was like 10 years ago. And I couldn't believe my eyes.
Shooting from the hip, folks.
I mean, shooting from the hip. Here it comes. It takes place on Life Day on the Wookiee planet. And Chewbacca has a family, a wife, and kids that like live in like a pretty like commercialized American home with like Betty Crocker type utensils, cooking, keeping like a living room, and it's Life Day. And because it's Life Day, Chewbacca gets to come home and see his family. You also got some other pretty crazy appearances. Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, he's there.
Princess Leia? And R2-D2?
Yeah.
Let's watch this in December. Cover it.
I've been telling you, I don't know if you could watch the whole thing. I don't know. I kind of said I wanted to watch again.
Wow, that bad, huh?
That was a lie.
It was, yeah, maybe. All right.
Okay.
So during this, there's like a cartoon that's like playing in the house for the kids, and it's like for the Chewbacca kid. And it's like, let's look at the TV. And it goes do.
Zoom
and then
in.
it was a fully produced like 5-minute commercial starring Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's about him.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I think
Now, but
you might want to look
probably not then.
yeah, and maybe not then. All right, so he shows up there. Doesn't make his theatrical debut until May 21st, 1980 in The Empire Strikes Back.
That's right.
And he's actually in the credits called Unnamed Bounty Hunter.
Oh, man.
Like this is
Shade.
And who's he play here? He's hired by Darth Vader to capture Han Solo, and this is where you get the classic carbon freezing when Boba Fett turns over Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. With me so far?
Yep.
So where do you think we see him next? Of course, May 25th, 1983. What a time to be alive.
Oh, man.
Just the full-on 80s.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 3.
So you weren't making it to the theater.
No.
But still, you were alive.
Right. Well, and I think that's part of the appeal of a lot of these Boba Fett diehard fans. They're probably in their 50s.
Yeah, sure.
Because, they were, younger kids, 10, 11.
Absolutely.
In 77 and 78, 83,
And speaking of 83, so he's in Return of the Jedi, picks right back up where it left off, essentially. Boba Fett is back on Tatooine. He's actually in disguise at the beginning of the movie. And this is where we get him shooting at Princess Leia. She's in the full outfit.
The bounty hunter outfit.
Mm-hmm. And fights against Luke Skywalker on Jabba the Hutt's sail barge. And this is after being struck by Han Solo. Han Solo actually knocks his jetpack. And
blind Han Solo.
Yes. Yeah, blind Han Solo. Can't see anything. Hits his Boba Fett's jetpack. What happens? Boba Fett flies into the mouth, right?
Yeah, right into the Sarlacc pit.
The Sarlacc, which this thing had a name, by the way, the Sarlacc. You know this?
It had like a specific name?
Carcoon.
Huh.
And the Sarlacc pit has a name too. The Great Pit of Sarkoon. And this is where Boba Fett meets his maker.
Yeah.
So we think.
Right.
Yeah.
But before any of that, right? He's gone. Well, then what happened, guys?
You got the prequels.
The prequels come out in 2002. Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. Boba Fett, now a young boy played by Daniel Logan, sick name, appears in the 2002 prequel, Attack of the Clones. Reveals that he's actually an unaltered clone of the bounty hunter,
Jango Fett.
Jango Fett, played by... It's the same guy. Tamara
Morrison.
Morrison.
I don't know his name. Perfect.
Tamara Morrison, not one of the sisters.
Tia, Tamara,
Thank
and
you.
Tamaria.
You really confused me for a second.
Who had the clone created on Camino. This is for the real fans here.
Camino.
To be raised as his son as part of his price to serve as the Grand Army of the Republic's clone army. So this Jango Fett is like the leader clone in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, like he was the guy.
He was the guy. He was the one that was all the
he
other
was
clones.
The clone. Yeah, they made all the clones based off him.
Like he was an actual guy.
Yes, he was a real guy.
And we actually see Jango Fett killed by
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson, Jedi, and a young Boba Fett sees this.
Yes. The iconic, scene where he goes and he picks up his dad's head.
Yes, not his helmet, as it says in Wikipedia. It's the
his
helmet
head.
with his head in
The head
there,
is still in there.
which he places in front of his head, foreshadowing his future as Boba Fett's bounty hunter.
Boba Fett. That's right.
You get this character a lot throughout the Clone Wars, the Droids show, series. Is that a series?
Yeah, animated series.
Are you familiar? Me and Andy have not watched these yet.
Yes. It's some good
You like
stuff.
it?
Yeah,
Would you tell us to watch the Clone Wars?
I would. If you guys are Star Wars fans,
I am.
Clone Wars,
I'm in.
100%.
I liked the pod racing game on N64.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just put it that way.
You go to the movie theater
Please.
and you get in the big pod. Did you ever play that one?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Oh, at the
Yes.
theater?
Well,
No.
at the
Dave and Buster's?
yeah, wherever
Well-
they have those things now.
Okay, so we get a lot of those references.
Yep.
And then in May 2020, so now we're talking like over 40 years since the original debut,
Yeah.
20 years since the prequels, Boba Fett is back, making his debut in a TV series called The Mandalorian. Who remembers this show?
I think I've heard of it.
Season 1,
yeah.
Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. Basically, kind of nutshell a little bit, because it's kind of how The Mandalorian does it too, is Boba Fett is here, he's back, he's on the hunt for his armor. Boba Fett helps set him up with his armor by connecting with Timothy Oliphant's character, the sheriff of that town.
Cobb
Vance.
You're exactly right. Cobb Vance.
Vanth.
Yeah.
Vanth refrigeration.
And ends up getting his
Good call.
armor back, saves Fennec Shan's life. They end up becoming partners, and even helps the Mandalorian. Big spoiler alert for season 2 of The Mandalorian. Is that right? Did Boba show up in season 1?
I think that was season 2.
So this might just be a typo, because I thought it said that he made his debut in season 1, but it was season 2.
Yeah, it was. I think it was definitely season 2.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Right? Or was it like teased and then like carried on?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was May 2020, and then
Yes.
Boba was supposed to come out at the end of 2021, which it did.
Mm-hmm.
Carried over to 2022, which is now. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and yeah,
That was season 2 then, right?
it was
yeah.
season 2. You guys are both totally
Yeah.
right. So he helps. This is a big spoiler alert for that episode. Season 2 finale, back in 2021 of The Mandalorian. You got that spoiler alert. This is huge. He helps Mandalorian defeat Moff Gideon, get Grogu to Luke Skywalker, who's now back in Star Wars, young-faced
Man,
Mark
yeah.
Hamill.
Doing a good job.
I mean, that was when we saw that in Mandalorian. And Boba, Fennec go off and do their own thing. We get an end-credit scene at the end of Mandalorian Season 2 of what is this? Oh, this is Boba Fett showing back up to Tatooine, going back to Jabba the Hutt's old stomping grounds.
Yep.
Who's there? Long things on his head.
Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna, which I actually wrote down. Good job, Scotty Scoop.
Scoop.
I thought I wrote that one down. And kills him.
Yep.
Sits on the throne. Fennec Shane at his right-hand side. Teaser title, The Book of Boba Fett. This is the show.
Yeah.
Here we are.
All right, let's give it up for the
Picking it
for the
up.
recap.
Yeah. Breaking it down.
Breaking it down. We talked about what this character meant to us. A long history of not a ton of appearances.
Not of a lot. Yeah. A long history of almost no history.
Exactly.
Unless you watch the Clone Wars.
Then you get a lot more.
You get quite a bit more.
Who voices him?
It's him.
It's him?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And they do this a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like they just bring him in.
And you also get, I do believe there is some the younger version of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and Daniel Logan also
Voices
voices those as well.
Yes.
They also got him back for that under the helmet thing.
Mhm.
So they got a lot
Oh,
of
cool.
these actors back. Andy, if you haven't seen this, or any listener,
I'm going to.
I imagine at some point, if they keep going with this character, he'll probably make an appearance
You think so?
somewhere. Oh yeah, for sure.
Get like a middle. Oh yeah, get him a little
know,
bit
when
in the middle.
They stick him in the back to tank, and he has a memory of baby when I was a kid, Boba Fett.
Exactly. Well, speaking of which, let's get right into it. This is how I want to do this thing, guys. The show is called The Book of Boba Fett. We're not going episode by episode. We learned our lesson with Titans about this. You just got to talk about the story. Now, I do have references here to each episode on the screen, So watchers, viewers, if you're watching with us, you can see each episode, and we're going to talk about what happens with the Book of Boba Fett. So let's pick it right up. A little bit of background on the making of this thing. Premiered December 29th, 2021, right before the new year. 7 episodes only on Disney+. $100 million budget. This is the same as The Mandalorian, if you're curious. First 5 days, I'm going to tell you how many people watch this thing. 1.5 million households in the first 5 days. This is following the season finale. 1.5 million households. Now, for comparison, because that's a weird number to like digest.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian season 2 finale with Luke Skywalker that we talked about had 1.1 million in the first 5 days.
I saw those numbers as well, and I was floored.
Yeah, like how did that happen?
Yeah,
But-
well, I mean, you get a lot of these old fans, and they almost don't want new stuff,
Yeah.
and then you show them something like this, and they're like, "Oh, I'm in."
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
Yes, like this is the story that we've all wanted.
Yes. Well, speaking of the story, I can't wait to talk about it. I just want to dive right in. I don't want to mess around. I want to kind of round table this thing. We got a really nice fan mail letter from our correspondent in the field, Jake, which Jake has written for the show before. He is a Star Wars guy. He knows his stuff. Can't wait to share it later. We'll do it after our review, so we'll get a little bit more context. Something to think about as we go. We need a good nickname for Jake.
Okay.
So listeners,
State Farm.
it's got to be Star Wars related.
Jedi Jake.
Jedi Jake.
Oh, God, I guess you already figured it out. All right, we'll mull it over, but we can't wait to read that later. Let's do it right now. Andy, Scotty, and me, let's get into it. The Book of Boba Fett premiered December 29th. There were 7 episodes. Let's get into it. What is this show about, man? This show is about Boba Fett. Literally, they're going to tell you what happened after that Sarlacc pit. And they're going to do it right away. And they're going to also bring you right back into that present-day storyline following The Mandalorian with them sitting on Tatooine with Fennec Shang and running this this town. Is Tatooine's the planet.
Tatooine is the planet.
Is
They're
the
in
city? Like
Mos Espa.
Mos Espa.
Yes.
Love it. Sounds like a place in Arizona or something.
Right.
It does.
But you get this Sarlacc pit story right away.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's-
immediately. Like you get a future Boba Fett in a healing chamber, and this is where he's going to continuously have flashbacks to his life throughout the entire show, which seems like it's not only healing his body, it's kind of like healing, like it's helping him work through
Right.
past traumas.
Yeah.
And we get Daniel Logan on screen.
Yeah.
Were those like, I mean, that had to have been, I mean,
Showing, that scene where he's
holding the helmet,
holding the helmet.
ships flying away from him.
Yeah.
Giving you some flashback to the Clone Wars time and his experience as a child. But man, what do you get from the Sarlacc pit but him just making his way out? And I guess it happened just like I thought it would. He just crawled out.
Yeah. Just, I guess he found some oxygen or something.
Yes,
and
there was a
in the pit.
stormtrooper in there.
Yeah.
And he unhooked the oxygen and like breathed it. And like that's how he got to stay alive.
Yeah.
So he makes it out and right away a group finds him. It is the
Jawas.
Jawas.
Yeah, they strip him for parts.
Strip him for parts, but also like keep him prisoner.
Yeah.
And,
No.
No?
Like he
go
he
ahead.
crawls out and
Yes.
he's like half dead.
Yes.
Still in his armor.
Yes.
The Jawas strip him for parts.
Yes.
And we know that
Yes.
that leads
To Timothy.
Oliphant,
Yes, thank you. Cobb
Vanth.
That's where it ends up.
That's how he gets his armor. He buys it from the Jawas.
But Boba's still there, just laying
Boba's
naked.
still there, naked, and the
What are they called? This is the hardest part about Star Wars is the names of the groups.
Tusken Raiders.
the Tusken Raiders.
Raiders. Giggler.
Football team. Just call them the Raiders.
The Tusken Raiders.
The Raiders.
That's all I'm gonna remember.
Well, these guys had a great offense. They pick up Boba, take him through the desert, and they've got him as a prisoner. But little by little, Boba starts earning kind of their trust.
Right. Tries to escape.
Tries to escape at first.
Right.
That was a great scene. But
Oh, yeah.
The other guy at the fire.
Little fish kid.
Yeah,
Or whatever he was.
Watches Boba like break out,
Right.
fight.
He's like, no.
And what do we learn? We learn that this group of Tusken Raiders are actually being assassined or are being attacked by this
Right.
train
Yeah.
that just comes by every day. And whenever the train comes by, they shoot at. They don't.
Yeah.
They're enemies.
Right.
It's like conflicting territory.
Yeah.
And Boba says, like, I can help you with this, and decides to go out on his own and figure out who it is. And we meet a few different parties, right? We start to meet some of these early days people that Boba's crossing with. One of them is
the Pike Syndicate.
The Pike Syndicate.
Yeah.
Is that the train?
That is the people who run the train. Yeah.
We also got like the biker gang.
There's speeder bike gang.
Nick D bike or something like that. Or,
I don't know. They had he caught him spray painting the L, the L's on the somebody's.
That was their thing, was the L's, and like that was So what does he do? He actually succeeds and helps the Tusken Raiders defeat the train, steal some speeder bikes from the motorcycle gang,
right?
Brings them back, and then goes to negotiate with the big mob boss.
Yeah,
which is the mayor. That's not yet.
No,
that's future Boba.
Yeah, that was future Boba. I think this was the Pike Syndicate. He
went to go like have a dialogue with to try to negotiate.
Like, hey, you're gonna pay us for protection now.
Yes.
And they were like, we already pay these other guys for protection.
Yep. Yes.
So we're not paying both of you. If you want to take care of those other guys, good on you.
Yes. And when he comes back, his Tusken Raider family.
Yeah.
They're dead.
They're dead.
All of them.
Slaughtered.
Every single one. And he's just walking through with this big stick like they're all dead.
Yeah, I'm just going to pile them up here and light them on fire.
Thinking like, this is what I get for getting involved. Like, okay. Future Boba, I mean, this thing drops you right into where like Boba Fett's going to try to run this place.
Yeah.
Like he's got this history. They're going to teach you about how he kind of meets a lot of these people along the way. And then they're dropping you into where like you're going to see some of these people right now.
Yeah. Well, and he was familiar with the thing because he worked for Jabba the Hutt.
Yes.
So he's like, I kind of know the ins and outs.
Yes, because he was working for him. He knew the people. He knew the main folks. Probably tussled with him over the years.
Right.
You probably know a lot about this from
Clone Wars. Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Probably Clone Wars probably helped a lot. Helped out a lot on a show
for
like
sure.
this.
Yeah.
And the first few episodes, I mean, are really they're intricate stories basically about these like 3 or 4 factions.
Mm-hmm.
We even meet, might have been the second, third episodes again. We're not going episode by episode, but we meet like Jabba the Hutt. Cousins.
Yeah, I think that was episode 2.
Yes.
They called them the twins.
And they show up and they're like,
they're being carried on a litter
by people.
By people. These 2 giant slug
ugly
things.
They look
they're ugly.
Man,
according to you.
I love Star Wars and their use of practical effects.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Like real costumes, real like tangible things that actors can interact with. You can tell that it's not all CGI.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the costuming.
Costumes. Yeah, the costumes are huge.
Do.
And the sets.
Yeah, and the sets. It's amazing. And no wonder with $100 million budget.
Yeah. For 7 episodes.
Spread
that stuff out.
Man.
Well, you got some of that budget definitely in the Jabbas. They looked pretty good.
And they show up with, do you know who he is?
Go ahead.
Black Krrsantan.
No, who's that?
He's the Wookiee.
He's the Wookiee.
Yes.
He's the big, black, like in gray a little bit Wookiee. Just like so big, strong, so angry.
Yeah.
And we find out that it was a lady with the long things. She ran the bar.
Yeah.
And she like he's like tearing up the place. He gets like he like got fired or whatever, and he's getting upset and tearing down this bar. And she kind of gives this big speech. He's like this big Olympian fighter.
Yeah.
Like he's like
He's
warrior.
Tough.
Yeah.
Really tough. And
barbarian pits or whatever they were.
Yes. We do get some classic stuff like for the fans here in terms of like what do you call the pit underneath Jabba's like throne room, and what did they used to keep there?
The
Rancor.
The Rancor.
The Rancor.
Yeah.
Man, and what actually happened to the Rancor? Do we know?
Luke killed it.
Luke killed it, when he battled it.
Yeah, in return.
Because Fennec drops someone down there to find out where the mayor is.
Like to drop him in the Rancor pit.
And they just start opening the
He's
door.
Like,
and
oh my God, no!
He's in this part of town, and that was where we meet the mayor.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the mayor?
No idea.
Not from the Clone Wars?
Mock Shays.
Yeah.
I wrote his name down.
His name's Mock Shays.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everybody's got to be calling him the mayor.
Yeah. Just mayor. Mayor worm guy.
Yeah.
And he's basically not bad. He wants to run the area too. It's basically Boba Fett versus all of these different like gangs and lords, and trying to figure out like what kind of leader he is. What kind of leader do you think he's trying to be? Like he's trying to like bring. I remember there's a lot of meetings with like,
you know, he says that he doesn't want to lead with fear.
Yeah,
he wants to lead with respect.
Mm.
You know, so I think he's kind of just building a respectable team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we get that scene where the weird biker gang.
I mean,
not the original.
Yeah, because this one's not really a biker gang,
right?
It's more like a
scooter
Vespa
gang. Yeah,
a Star Wars Vespa
biker
gang?
robots,
where
like,
they can't pay for water,
and
so they're stealing it.
And
they're like, just pay for your water. Like, we don't have jobs. All right, well, I'll give you jobs.
Now you'll work for me.
Right.
I mean, who are these kids? Who are these Power Ranger kids?
Random Power Ranger bike kids.
Like,
with robot pieces.
Listen, I understand it's Star Wars and everything. We got some fan mail to feature about this, so we'll save it. Okay, yeah, he's going to try to lead with this firm hand. Oh, man, leading through, we also get a replacement for the Rancor. Rancor?
Yeah, the Rancor.
And what is the new monster called? But Boba Fett gets his own pet to put down there.
Oh, yeah, it's a Rancor. It's another
That's Rancor. A Rancor, too?
Yeah, that is a Rancor.
So this is just a replacement Rancor.
They're like, oh, we need another Rancor.
And who brings it?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. Out of nowhere?
The Rancor Wrangler.
Was he in anything else yet?
No, he's just in everything.
He's just on the thing. My favorite part about that scene was it was from the Hutts. It was a gift from the Hutt cousins. The Hutts were carried by people, but this giant Rancor thing was on like a hoverboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess.
So they have that technology.
They have the tech. They just like being carried by
right.
people. That thing's awesome. You know,
yeah, for sure. Just a baby is what they say.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. And apparently, the entire time they kept it blindfolded. Because the Rancor imprints on the first person it sees.
Yes, and it's blindfolded.
It's blindfolded. Like since it was born.
The whole time. And yeah, that was great, though. You knew you were going to see it come out in a big way. And, you know, kind of getting to the big climax here of episode 4, but basically war's on the brink.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
And, I mean, all the details are kind of hard, but essentially, like, everything is firing off, right? Like, every guy, every leader in the area is aware that Boba Fett's been making noise. And it's like kind of like Tatooine's up for grabs.
Oh, yeah, there's a void. A power void.
You guys
who's going to take it?
Who's going to take it? Anything to add?
No, that's. I mean, what's the guy? Is it the Mayor Domo? The guy with the green? Sounded like he was always. The way that he spoke. It was like whenever you're trying to like write out an essay to make it longer, like you just say things like furthermore.
Oh, that was the guy, the mayor's like assistant.
Yeah,
that kept showing up.
He was a big part of the show.
Yeah. But
he was like, and he had the big long things on his head, but he was orange.
Yeah.
Yes. Love that guy, but
yeah, he was good. He was a highlight. I saw a funny meme that was like, who would you rather hang out with? And it was him or Jar Jar Binks.
Super. I mean, yeah, he's super annoying, but like effective.
So at the end, when it's like, hey, war's happening, Boba Fett says it to Fennec Shang, like, we're shorthanded.
Yeah, we need help.
And we need so much help that let's just forget about us for 2 episodes.
2 episodes. You don't need to really hear from us at all.
I got to say, like, my heart's starting to beat. Like, this is what I was most excited to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That all of a sudden, I mean, you end episode 4, you start episode 5, and let me just tell you, it's the Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah. Mando.
It's Mando back, and like not like you think it's cameo time. You think he's walking in and gonna be like, I just had to make a stop.
Yeah, I'm here to help, guys.
No, it's remember the Darksaber?
Yep.
Remember Grogu? Remember unanswered questions about Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
Remember answers you didn't think you'd be getting for years? You get them in this show. Andy,
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka?
Yeah.
What
We're
are we
linking to
about?
every other future show now.
What is happening, man? What a decision! What a choice! I really don't want. I want to kind of get through the story first, but it's kind of hard not to just totally diverge and say, like, we're talking about the Mandalorian now.
For real.
And like, it's extra important. I mean, you talk about a fan like me. I think we all said it, right? None of us have like Boba Fett posters all over our room. We're not the diehards. But I'll tell you what we're diehard of now is the Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mando.
So for me, it felt a little bit like, the show's called The Book of Boba Fett. From a fan perspective, though, of mixing Star Wars content, I was happy to see this. How'd you feel?
Oh, man, I geeked out hard.
You were good with it.
Oh, man, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was just waiting for it to cut back to Boba Fett, and it never did.
Didn't at all until the
and
very
I was
end.
like, I can't believe that they just inserted this into this thing, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. What'd you think?
Yeah,
Were you okay
I
with
can see
it?
why the people like you were talking about earlier that like grew up in the 80s watching Star Wars originally, like why they're pissed about it. But I would never ask for a Boba Fett show. I'm here for give me Mandalorian season up to 10 seasons plus.
Right.
Like, keep going with that forever because I'm down for that. That was top of my list was Grogu. Look at my shirt if you can't tell.
Yeah.
You came prepared. I will say it felt a little strange just with it be called The Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah.
Where like
for
literally
sure.
2 out of 7 episodes.
I
Not
gave
about
it-
your guy.
Yeah,
I
not
gave it
about
some time
the
and I was
guy.
like, all right, these stories are gonna like intersect. Like the
Yeah.
5th and 6th episodes, I was like, okay, they're gonna have a finale that it all is gonna come together. And
Yeah.
I think they did.
They did.
get
Oh,
there,
of
but-
course. You knew it was going to do that, but I don't think any of us expected. Let's just get into it. Episode 5, right? All right. Chapter 5. Mandalorian is, I mean, I forget exactly where he
It's like
opens
a butcher shop of horrors,
Yeah,
basically.
some sort of like front.
Pigmen looking dudes.
Bad dudes. And he right away is fighting these guys, killing them off kind of sloppily with the Darksaber.
Yeah. Can't handle it.
Can't really handle it. It looks clunky, looks heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely not a lightsaber.
Nice. That was good. Nice job.
Wow.
Give you a half clap for that
All
one.
right, thanks.
I love it.
And right away, man, he's got to meet back up with his Mandalorian friends.
The armorer.
The armorer. This is the chick with the gold helmet.
Yep. She kind of gives you the skinny on all the rules to being a Mandalorian.
Yes. And
Yeah.
and also will make you feel bad when you haven't done
for
some of the
sure.
rules. Like,
Yep.
for example, one, you need to know how to use this saber.
Yeah.
And you're not doing a good job about it.
Right.
How-
Did you really win this?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really seem like you should have this.
Not only that, what are you doing with that Beskar steel spear?
Spear, yeah, that's
that
We-
could kill us.
this is not the way.
We can't have Beskar steel weapons,
Right.
even though it seems like they're around.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't she have a hammer?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think I've seen her fight with it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But the spear could pierce,
Yes.
That's risky. I see the point there.
and he has to
It's a
like.
danger to them.
And how does he prove himself? Like, I'm missing some details. Like, I forget like why he's like. It's. I mean, they just drop you in. It's like,
Yeah.
here's the Mandalorian. Here he is talking to the other 2 Mandalorians about what he's gonna do, and then she asks him, "Did you take off your helmet?"
Yeah.
Why'd you have to say that, ma'am?
Well, and not only that, but I'm like, man, these are major Mandalorian plot points.
Oh yeah, for sure.
These are all the big ones that I was like, season 3, we'll get these.
Oh yeah, we'll get this sometime in 2023 or something like that.
I like this though because it's going to speed up the storytelling.
Yeah, 100%.
So what does he say? What does she tell him to do? Because he's shamed Mandalorians. Like he has to go be washed in the waters.
He has to prove himself beneath the. I can't remember what it was. It's somewhere in like
Something beneath.
caves of Mandalore or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, something
That's
like that.
it,
It's like, oh, Mandalore's like gone.
Yeah. Like, how am I going to do that?
Like, oh,
This is the way.
yeah, you're gonna have to figure out the way.
He got challenged by the big Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I guess got his ass kicked,
Oh yeah.
but still gets to keep the spear. I guess
Oh yeah. The saber.
the saber. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
He
sorry.
won. Well, he won. He made.
He won.
He yielded him.
Yeah.
He got his
Oh,
ass
okay,
kicked,
he
but
did win, but like barely.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still hurt and limping from his open wound from his Darksaber in the
In this
butcher
leg.
shop fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's hurting.
What else in that one? Number 5.
They took the spear
Yep.
and he got the choice of what it would be made into,
Mm-hmm.
and he chose armor for the foundling, who is Grogu.
Grogu,
Yeah.
aka Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda.
and it's like a little like chain link.
Little chainmail shirt.
Yeah, like kind of like what you'd see under a knight,
Yes.
but just for a baby.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll give this to him. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole episode. It was like him, the man.
Well, yeah, he takes the armor, travels to wherever Luke is.
But that's the next episode.
Is that the next episode?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
I thought
it's not.
No, I thought that was this episode.
In this episode, he still gets the the Starfighter.
So this is all in one.
Yeah, he travels there.
My brain is like,
Sorry,
there's no way that was
you
in
barely
one episode.
No, you barely missed it.
Yeah,
though.
he travels there, and he's sitting around waiting. All these like robots are like making.
Where are they? They're where the temple is being built.
They're building the new Jedi temples.
So that's like
And he's like, okay, well, where is Luke Skywalker and where's Grogu? And makes him sit around and wait for it. And that's when Ahsoka shows up.
Yep.
And he leaves. She says, you don't want to see him.
Yeah.
Because if he sees you, he's not going to want to be a Jedi anymore.
Yeah, like you're gonna change his trajectory
for
if
sure.
you keep like mixing him up like this.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, well, I'll leave you the shirt.
Here, just take the metal shirt,
right?
And just tell him I gave it to him. And before he leave, we do get Luke and Grogu, doing their training. They're making rocks.
Classic frog lifting.
We
get the Grogu in the backpack, running and jumping.
Just full on young Mark Hamill running around.
Yeah.
Looked great.
Even before this, Fennec recruits him to come to Tatooine.
Yes.
And help out. And he's like, man, I got to do one thing first.
Let me make a run real quick.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
He takes like a chartered ship.
That
he has to put all his stuff in a case.
He like flew commercial.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is how he loses the Darksaber?
That's what happened, right? He doesn't have a ship. He flew commercial.
Right.
He's got to check it.
Yeah. Got to check your weapons.
And yeah, we get some Jedi training. We get Ahsoka and Luke talking.
We get a tiny lightsaber.
A tiny little lightsaber.
Oh,
it
like
makes him choose.
Butter knife.
This was BS.
I didn't like it.
Why can you not have both?
And I was like, when have they ever done this with Jedi? Like, when is a Jedi Knight battle be like, well, listen, I still wear this shirt.
Right. It's just a shirt, bro.
And it can protect me against lightsabers. For real.
Exactly.
Man, you talk about the history of Jedi and Mandalorians. Like, I'm really in on all that.
Oh, yeah.
The rules are too strict. I could never follow those rules.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I'd be out.
I can't even barely wear a mask.
Yeah.
Somewhere Mandalorians are supposed to wear a helmet 24/7.
Always.
Yeah, right.
And he's just like, little Grogu's like just looking back and forth, like, I don't know. He's like, this is a real tough choice.
Tiny lightsaber or cool ass shirt?
He's like, well, I'll probably grow out of the shirt.
Right.
It is metal.
Right.
Okay, and then that's how it wraps up there. Mandalorian comes back, and that's where we get episode 6.
He has the new Naboo Starfighter.
Well, that's episode 6,
that's
right?
Episode 6.
That's 6, because he comes back.
Okay.
He
Comes
meets,
back.
Who's the crazy curly head mechanic?
Motto.
What?
Motto.
Man, you know all these names.
Yeah.
Andy.
I just watched it today.
Thank God. And
Specifically, I specifically took notes on names, knowing that we are going to struggle with this.
That we needed it. No, the fans I know are happy. Well, she's there. They connect, and she says, "I have a ship for you," and it is an old pre-Republic Naboo fighter,
Starfighter,
like straight out of the prequel movies.
Yeah,
like you could see it. You're like, "This is what
this
is what little Anakin flies," right? Does
it? Yeah. When he's
when he makes the big save.
Yeah. When he's just hiding out in the ship. Yeah.
You guys can see it, right? He's got that big helmet on. He's like,
yeah, with the little visor flips down. It's way too big.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Padme. Maybe I'll rewatch those.
Yeah.
Maybe so. So he's getting his shit back. This is still like a Mandalorian episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, basically.
What else you watched
We
today?
see the execution of Order 66 through Grogu's eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, and all the
the younglings,
and the Jedi fighting.
Yeah, that was effed.
Order 66.
Execute Order 66.
So great.
That
what else?
With his baby virgin eyes.
Yeah, just too young.
Yeah.
We get a flash to Cobb Vanth.
Yes.
Just chilling in his town. and then we get a mysterious figure.
Yeah, because he's in the episode earlier.
Yeah, there was this. He
Was
took
he
out some Pike Syndicate members,
He took out some Pikes.
Oh,
and
yes,
went rogue.
yes.
and then Cad Bane comes back to
Oh,
Freetown to
Cad Bane.
have a nice little.
You're going to get this
Shootout.
guy if you watch Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's
And
what I heard.
Cad Bane.
And this was a big reveal for the Clone Wars fans.
Yes.
Same,
this was like-
same voice I heard too.
Yes, same voice.
Same voice, blue-looking guy, like tubes in his neck, got the
He's got
Western
the
look.
tubes.
He's a lot of Western inspiration.
Yes,
He's like
for sure.
like a little revolver on his hip, big red eyes.
Yep.
This was a live-action debut that probably made a lot of fans excited.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like seeing him walk up and like me not even knowing him. I want to tell you, my experience was more like, "Who the f is
What
this?
is this?
Cool."
Yeah. And that's why I like say some of the practical effects
Yes.
and costuming
Yep.
they're just amazing.
Yep.
It looked so good.
Just like a real alien.
Yeah.
And Banff,
There's
there's a
a
shoot
little
off.
showdown.
Banff
and-
goes down.
Yeah. Let me tell you, this guy is not one to mess with.
Yeah, I had a feeling that he was like
And there's
the best in the West.
there's history between him and Boba Fett.
Yes, right.
Um,
They cross paths a lot in the Clone Wars.
right.
Yeah.
A little fun fact: the dent in Boba Fett's helmet is from Cad Bane.
Whoa, famous.
Yeah.
Even I know that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that it was him, but I know
Right.
now.
You know the dent.
And now I have a fan to share with people when I go to parties and stuff.
Oh yeah. There you go.
So thank you.
Did you know?
Did
People
you
are like,
know?
The more
do
you know.
Do you watch Star Wars? And they go, no. And I go, damn it, because that's how it usually goes. Why do you think I started this podcast?
Right.
All right. Banff's down. This guy's Cad Bane is around, and this is how we go into episode 7, the finale.
Yeah.
I mean, again, 2 episodes, no Boba really at all. Like,
Yeah.
except for the end.
It's kind of bookended each episode,
they-
maybe
all
just
right.
a little bit.
A little bit, because here's what they did. They gave Fennec Shin, like, she had to give a speech
Right.
of like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the big hurrah. Boom. 7 opens up, and everybody is immediately together.
And Mando also got the support of Cobb and his people in Freetown as well. That's the huge thing. They were looking for help in any way they could
Well,
get it.
Vance sent him
That's-
packing.
Yeah.
He sent him
He said
packing.
no.
He said no to Mando.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, he said no.
Good call.
But he was killed. So maybe, what does people think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. He went there. And yeah, he was
Yes.
successful. You're right.
So then 7 comes, Mando's there, Boba's back in it, Fennec's there, and they're all in Tatooine,
Yeah.
and they're at some place that's been like destroyed.
It's the bar, the main bar.
Oh, with the
the sanctuary. I
where
think
the
they
lady-
called it.
with the lady with the long
Yeah.
things. She's presumably
it's been
dead,
blown up.
totally blown up
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
by presumably just one of the factions.
Right.
Like we don't even know, like because it's just like wars here.
Yeah.
And the first guy to show up is Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Right?
He shows up. He shows up.
It's like the first face off
Right.
between him and Boba.
Comes out. There's he's got all the troops with him from the Pike Syndicate. We find out that's who hired him is the Pike Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
And shows up with all those troops at his back, and he's like, "You want to do this or not?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Not really."
Fennec kind of talks him off a ledge.
Right.
Says like, not today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cad reveals the who actually killed the Raiders.
Oh yeah, it was him.
And
It was not the biker gang.
It was.
They framed the biker gang,
yes. And
killing all the Tusken.
he's
Raiders.
representing the
Pike,
Pike,
yeah.
Syndicate.
Right.
And
the Pike Syndicate are the ones that killed the
All the Tusken
Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
and
Insane.
what happens next? Who like shoots first? Who's like it's basically a battle breaks out in town. But I'm trying to think exactly how it gets there because I mean obviously there's a lot of big great things at the end that we don't want to spoil too quickly.
I don't
Trying to miss
remember
these.
who
No,
fires
I
the
think-
first shot.
Yeah. I remember him being like, "Yeah, I have back shooters too." And
Yeah.
I think it was just kind of.
Oh yeah, it was
until he comes back later.
And it was and exactly. And then Fennec got word of like the Vespa kids were like in trouble.
right.
So she went and
Vespa kids.
and she like hops on her thing. She ends up saving them, shoots the people that were after them. They all team up. They kind of come back, and at this point, now the battle is happening.
They roll out the big gunner droids.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And this
they
is
come rolling down the street.
And these are supposedly also from like the faction in charge right now. They just got a hold of these couple like two of the best like droids you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
like pre like Republic.
Yeah.
This is like prequel stuff.
Prequel stuff, exactly. Like it's got this force field around these two giant, like almost crab-looking things.
Mm-hmm.
They're 20 times bigger than the ones you saw in the prequels. Mandalorian's trying everything.
Oh yeah, can't get through it with the Darksaber. They're shooting. You know, they're like, what do we do?
You got Mando and Boba Fett just flying
Oh
around.
yeah, awesome.
Just really cool fight scenes. And yeah, Mandalorian really needs to work on using that
Darksaber.
That Darksaber. It's a little sloppy. And then who shows up to the mechanic lady? Her name is
Mata.
But our young friend Grogu shows up. He chose the shirt.
Well, you see like Luke's spaceship show up, and you're like, what is this?
Yes.
They got Luke Skywalker to come help
again.
Nope, just Grogu.
Grogu.
Grogu and R2.
So Grogu and R2.
So R2 like escorted him.
Yeah.
And
he's just hanging out by himself.
He's like,
baby driver,
sitting in the pit.
I choose Mando Din Djarin.
Yep.
Good choice.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Like he's just back with Mandalorian. He's here. They end up having the funny scene where they kind of reconnect and
they're on the little rickshaw,
little cart.
Yeah.
And
that tugged the heartstrings.
I mean, he got to help a little bit. Grogu pulls out the leg of one of the things to help it collapse. By this point, they get kind of an edge, but then they don't. They're going back down. They're going back down. Where's Boba Fett during all this? Where did he go?
Gone. He's left us.
Yeah, just like we knew he would. Except Rancor.
Yeah.
There he is.
Riding the Rancor.
Like it's like a Minotaur. He's just up on it, like straddled, like he's like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got the big.
He looked at me.
And
I'm the pappy.
I'm his dad.
And then you remember back in episode 2 where he was like, I want to ride it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he did. He's riding it.
And he's just riding it.
You think he got a quick like training session from
Danny
Trejo real quick?
I mean, I just had so many more questions about Danny Trejo.
This one's the gas. This one's the brake.
Can we get the book of Danny Trejo?
2 episodes of it are about Princess Leia.
That's a really long book.
Yeah, it is. He's in everything. But yeah, like, is he an animal trainer or
he's in every universe?
Does he only train Rancors?
He does not even say anything, just standing there like, I got your beast.
Right.
And this monster thing, it does just fine. It knocks the hell out of these droids, knocks down their force fields pretty quickly, allows Mando to sneak inside, jump on top of the Darksaber, gets him down. Again, Grogu, Baby Yoda takes that thing out.
We had Black Chrysanthemum coming back to help. He was part of the group.
He did. He came back. He's helping out.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're having to fight like all the other people too.
Yeah.
It's not just these 2 droids. There's like all the people.
Yeah, all the syndicate.
Exactly.
Assassins.
That Wookiee was taking shots like.
Oh man,
right.
yeah, for sure.
That's why I said
50
earlier.
Cent out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And anything else in this big fight scene we're missing?
So yeah, the Rancors help take down both of those. Like those robots look straight like they're just taken out of like the prequels.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
for
sure. I agree. So I agree. It's like they got this old tech laying around or something.
Right, and it's so old, like they didn't know how to counter it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was the part about his Naboo ship. It's like you can't be tracked. You
Right.
don't have
Oh
these
yeah, it's pre-tracking technology.
Remember Mandalorian took it up for a test flight, and those X-fighters, like X-wing fighters, were like, "Hold on now."
Yeah,
but it has an instant to jump drive.
Yeah,
like hyperspeed thing.
Ludicrous speed.
Loved it.
Oh, and he was taking the same pod racing track as Anakin did.
Yes. I
knew
when he
really?
was flying it on the ground
because he flew off that little ramp that I'd always go through on the video game every single time.
It's hard to beat that pod racing sequence in episode 1. Like that's like you talk about tug of the heartstrings.
Yeah,
video game was bomb. We need to get an N64.
Yeah, well, we got the new TV and the new table set up. We can get a system in here. Okay, so that's it. The battle comes to a close. Boba Fett is triumphant. He's the leader of the area. Him and Fennec Shang are like walking through the town, and they're like bowing. The people are like bowing to him, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know about this."
Yeah,
and she's like, "Well, if not us, then who?" Like they're kind of just like assuming the role.
You got that badass scene with Fennec Shand where she takes out like the whole mob, like the Mayer family.
Yes, just
she went in and just like assassinated like 10 people.
Yeah, she got to really shine.
Yeah,
in her
for
fight
sure.
scenes and her shooting scenes. Her helmet. Maya, what's her name?
Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen. I always
Agent
screw
May.
it. Ming-Na Wen. Agent May, of course, from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Getting to be the right hand. I think, we'll talk about how we feel about this, but she showed up. Total badass. And essentially these two are still they're gonna run Tatooine.
Boom.
Anything else with those two?
Can you believe that they showed a alien being hung on Disney Plus?
They did?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She when she assassinated him.
She
wrapped him
the
right
mayor,
around the neck.
the mayor with the long neck thing,
yeah,
just gets pulled up from like the ceiling, and it's just hanging there.
Yeah, just
for the
feet.
rest of the scene, and while she's like stabbing people.
I was a little shocked as well. It was a little gruesome.
A little dark.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian and Grogu. I guess you could say they fly off into the sunset. Really.
Yeah, they've got Grogu in the
the
little pod in the back.
Yeah, he's in like the droid pod where like a R2 would be or something. Right. And he like kind of tells him like, hit the gas.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Punch it.
And just like a little kid, and they're off into it.
Yeah.
These two are
looking for Mandalore.
Probably looking for Mandalore, and like that'll be like season 3.
Right.
Exactly.
Before we talk about the end credit scene, any other characters that they wrap up in there? Nothing teased about.
Well, we saw, Cad Bane was definitely dead, so I don't think we have to worry about him.
Yeah, for sure.
Killed by Boba, obviously.
You don't think he's coming
the
back?
Stick? I don't think so.
Well,
what do you think?
His body was gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like they didn't find it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's alive.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought I saw him dead for sure, but you never know. It's Star Wars.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like they got shot him in the chest, but he's like, "Oh, you didn't know. My species has our hearts and our
legs."
Crotch.
Yeah.
Don't kick me there. Oh,
I don't have anything here where you shot me. No major organs there.
True.
All right, that's Boba Fett. That's Fennec Shand, Mandalorian, Grogu. I think those are the major characters. And before I guess we'll
credit scene.
Let's go ahead and do it. In credit scene, we get it. The healing chamber's back.
Yeah, and we've got the the surgeon guy.
The surgeon. So that was something we didn't talk about. We get some of the episodes. I don't know if it was like
the
3.
The Vespa gang. He was the guy who altered them and gave them robotic parts.
And it's who Boba brought Fennec to heal her.
Yes.
So like when he found her in that Mandalorian episode, they kind of told the rest of the story, right? Which I felt like I didn't need to know the rest of the story. But we'll talk about.
I think that's why they.
I'll
threw
take
that
what
in
I
there,
can
was
get.
solely that purpose of showing the.
So you know who this guy is.
Mod parlor or whatever.
Exactly.
What he's doing.
And so he's here at the healing chamber now. Apparently, probably like hired by Boba Fett to heal
Cobb
Vanth.
Cobb Vanth.
Yeah.
He's in the thing. Timothy
Oliphant.
I like that guy.
He's coming back. You guys are good at names. I guess I'm just bad at them.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's why we got 3.
There's 3
mighty
of us.
brains in
Yeah,
here.
that's why we need someone else on this 4th mic to keep filling in the names. So that'll be cool. He's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the book of Boba Fett. How about this? I'll go first, and I'll just get mine done. I love the series. My favorite parts were the Mandalorian episodes. I think that this felt a little bit like a show that maybe felt like there was a lot to unpack, and then when you got in there, it felt like maybe there wasn't as much. I feel like they could have given Boba more to do, and I know this is season 1, so maybe season 2 is like some more firm leader actions, because like he's not a leader, he's a bounty hunter, and he's always been a one-shot, one-on-one guy that kind of did his own thing the whole time. And this is now like, I'm going to lead a whole town.
Yeah.
So it's very different take on the character. I think it was a bold move. I think it's cool. I think it was one direction to go. I think, if you're asking me, like I'd be more into like tuned into like how they're treating the Mandalorian, which is kind of more of that true bounty hunter-esque behavior. Like just put the helmet on and go do some missions.
Yeah.
But that was just me. I had a good time with it. It got me jazzed for Mandalorian season 3. A lot of fun, and I'll save my rating for a minute. Well, I'll just go and give it to you. I'll give you a solid 3.1 for myself.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Giggler, let's go to you, man. Talk about anything
right.
we missed. Final thoughts on the show. No rush at all.
So remember in Mandalorian when we would complain a lot about how episodes were just like, it was just like a mission, then it's done, then it just moves on.
I remember people complaining about that.
Yeah. Not, I guess maybe it wasn't us that much, but
Not really
I
me.
mean, this show was
PC Mike kind of complained a little.
Yeah, shout out PC Mike. I like that. This show is definitely not like that, but it still wasn't like hit the mark for me really, except for the Mandalorian parts. Like that was the best part of all of it. Mandalorian, Grogu, Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, everything. But like I don't know. I'm not a huge like Mando fan. Like I've seen like the thing with like unmasking a Mandalorian. Like that was the whole first 2 seasons of the Mandalorian. Like,
That's true.
I just didn't really need to see that again. But everything that occurred with Mando, like last few episodes, kind of redeemed it. Kind of brought that score up for me. So I'm gonna go with 2.8.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Not as good as me.
Yeah.
I know.
Now you got me rethinking everything. That's why I love
Sorry.
it. No, it's all right. That's what. Hey, that's what I do. I did you write yours down?
Yes, it's on there.
Mine was off the cuff after talking about it because
Yes.
I realized I liked it a lot more, and I think that the Mandalorian stuff is what pushed it over the 3.
Yeah, and like there's so
Because
many.
it's definitely probably if you take those out, it's like a 2.5.
Yeah.
There's so many callbacks to like for even like a casual Star Wars fan.
Mhm.
That was one of my other favorite parts. Like that Naboo Starfighter, like that was awesome. Like seeing
was
that
cool.
again, that was so unexpected, and it was like kind of a short little thing tucked in there. But there are a few other things off there, like Black Chrysanthemum. Like that's
Yeah, that was cool.
No, I had no idea what that was.
Yeah.
Didn't know I needed
I
that. but
think he's a comic book
now that's a
only
freaking character. And I've been playing Fortnite every day for the last like month now. It's my new thing.
You like
And
Fortnite?
He's a character in that now. But I got the
nice.
Spider-Man, Venom, and Batman skins right now. So.
I'm gonna have to jump back in. I didn't know he was in there.
Yes,
I got the Mando skin from a couple of years ago.
Yes, they added everything the other day, and I had to spend a lot of money. So
Nice.
I don't know.
it's not a lot. It's like $30. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have those but
V-Bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, but now you're that character.
Yeah.
it's great.
Changed your whole life.
Yep.
All right, so it's a fair share, fair score. Are you excited for the season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett if they make it? I don't think it's been confirmed, right?
I don't think so.
Sure.
I mean, we're gonna watch it.
For similar reasons, yeah. I'm only watching it for
Like we
for
still
certain
gave it a
reasons,
whole
but
episode
Yeah, no,
because we knew.
I'm glad I watched it. I watched it twice, and I still enjoyed myself today. But it's just like not. I don't know. Just Boba. Just not. I just don't need more Boba. Like the mystery behind the character, I think, is one of the biggest like things that like was attractive about it. And this is not. I wouldn't say this like ruined it all, but like it just kind of took away some of the mystique. I think that surrounding that person.
Yeah,
But,
the mystery of what made it cool was like the mystery.
The possibilities.
Yeah.
That could have been.
Yeah.
And you're to give your rating. Scotty Scoop, let's go to you. We'll keep the round table going, but let's get your thoughts.
I'm gonna say that this was good for what it was. You said you didn't like it because it wasn't like The Mandalorian, and I think it was good because it wasn't like The Mandalorian. Like I don't think they needed to retread the lone bounty hunter thing again.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that he kind of made it like a team aspect. He always had his right hand man, and he's recruiting, and it was a build. And then you got a break from that with the Mando episodes, and I think that put it over the edge for me. And I would give it like a 3.3.
Nice.
I'm a little older, so I'm a little closer to the original movies, and seeing a lot of this stuff brought back those memories. And I can see why a lot of fans were a little disappointed that they kind of leaned on The Mandalorian a little bit.
Yeah,
for real.
But it's as a whole, I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun. Love to see another season.
Yeah, like we're addicts, so of course
we're
gonna put this stuff on. We'll have a good time. But I mean, it did. I agree. Like it did. Like for me, it fell a little flat. Like it wasn't just the overshadowing of the Mandalorian episodes. Like a little bit of me like felt like, what are they trying to do with this character now? And like, how long is this gonna go? And like, you picture season 2 and you almost don't even know what that would be. Like,
right.
Like, is it gonna be like him in the town again? There's like a new threat, or is it is it more threat based action where someone's coming for the throne, or maybe the next thing will be like people mess with his people.
Right. Or he needs to extend his territory.
Exactly.
From Mos Espa to Mos Eisley.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
I would
Andy.
give the theme song a 4.0 though.
Oh man.
Big fan.
I've had it in my head all day,
Mhm.
and I can't get it out. So dope.
Every time it come up, Carrie would just go, "That's nice."
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to those guys who do those theme songs. The Mando one is great as well.
Well, and the branding, the
like-
graphics, the lettering, everything is so intentional, and I mean, it feels Boba, and to see him on that poster in 2022 is cool.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember the squad, as the show was going, I was sharing the character posters week by week, and some great artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Really great artwork.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that. Okay, well, if we can, there's gonna be more thoughts that come up. I can tell because I've got a couple fans I want to highlight. If you guys want to, if that's cool, we'll just get right into that.
Yeah.
Do it.
We talked about what we thought of this thing, Book of Boba Fett, Disney Plus out there. What we love hearing from the fans. First up, coming at us from Instagram, this is our boy Dan P. He is one of our Patreon patrons. This means he actually gives us his hard-earned money to help us propel the show and make cool studio upgrades like what you're seeing today, brand new camera angles. Dan, that's because of you, and he had some thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett. He says, mostly superheroes. Do you guys feel that the Star Wars shows have become filled with too much fan service? I've been a Star Wars fan for a long time, and these series are beginning to feel like fan fiction. Also, please weigh in on the Power Rangers like speeder bikes. DP. I probably stole that from you, Dan, when I said Power Rangers earlier, but you were spot on. They are listen, here's the thing about
sore thumb.
Let's address a couple of things. I'm going to start with the bikers. The speed bikes, man. Okay, so I'm the guy that, I'm very, show me everything different. I want to see it all. Like Star Wars, that's what, and Marvel too, is what gets me excited is, you never know what you're going to get. This was the first time that in one of these fandoms that, it felt like somebody at, a dinner party with, some clout, got a hold of, Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni and was like, if you don't put these 4 kids, I'm going to kill you and your family.
Right. This is someone who said, hey, man, I understand what you're trying to do, but we got to sell toys.
And if we don't get these scooters off the shelves,
we've got to sell toys, and these are toys.
And they're colorful.
They're colorful. They're shiny.
Come in a set.
The kids are going to see them walking down the aisle, stand out from everything else.
Who were those kids?
I don't. But the whole time, every time they're on the screen, I was like, "Are these kids getting a spinoff show?"
Well,
they're on there so much, and even at the end,
yes,
when they came to save Black Chrysanthemum, and that guy did that spin move. That was totally unnecessary and shot that guy. I was like, nah, this is a total jump the shark moment here.
Yeah, and getting a lot of dialogue, a lot of intense action. It felt very much what is this?
Yeah.
That felt a little fan service to me for sure. But I think, Dan's asking here, in general, he's saying the show felt a little fan servicey.
I get it, but what do you want them to do? They want to please the fans.
Uh-huh.
And the fans want what they want.
Yeah.
I like to see all the characters and have everyone interact and bring them all together.
Right.
That's very fan servicey, but it was awesome.
Yeah, it was still fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like this would be definitely one that would be fun to rewatch because you're just back on Tatooine kind of hanging out with Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So I get that part of it.
It's a good question. I don't know if I have enough Star Wars knowledge or love to even to answer this question though. Too much fan service.
Yeah, I think that's
because I don't know what I don't spend a lot of time like with Marvel and stuff like that. I follow 1,000 Marvel accounts on Instagram, watch Reddit and all that stuff, so I know what the fans are asking for.
That's fair.
I don't know what fans are asking for. I guess other than Boba Fett, and they got it.
Yeah,
so
stuff like Cad Bane and Black Chrysanthemum and all these tertiary characters brought from other types of the Star Wars media brought into the live action. That's what you would label fan service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it worked.
Yeah. If fan service works out, then
that's just a great movie. If you're not servicing the fans, who are you making this
Well,
for?
and also this also goes to what we always say, right? Like this is Disney, and like even Star Wars before it was Disney. Like you're trying to hit this massive audience now, worldwide now.
Yeah.
And to make something make something for everybody, but you're kind of making something for somebody.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are hitting the nail on the head. Like, I mean, Star Wars is not my favorite fandom. Like, we kind of admitted that coming into this episode. I think we did a great job, like doing our due diligence or research to bring you guys some good info. But we do actually have a diehard fan. I know where you stand. Where does Star Wars fall on your kind of fandom list?
I would say top 5 for me.
Top 5? What's your list?
It's up there. Oh, Marvel, DC, and probably Star Wars.
Yeah, still
Star Trek is in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Star Wars for you is like, I mean, you got Marvel.
I'd say 5 to 10, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. I gotta write these things down. What
do you even have to choose from?
I don't know. It's like really hard.
We're gonna start doing this on the show too, trying to kind of like quantify all this and try to help us try to have like a compass to follow to see like where we're following all this. But we do have a real fan to bring in. I did a little bit of reaching out to our boy Jedi Jake. Just testing it out, rolled right off the tongue. Think it sounds pretty nice. Jake's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time since we were kids. We're actually from the same hometown as well, and he is a diehard Star Wars fan. And he wrote us a nice letter, which kind of his hot takes. It's cool with you. I'm just going to read this thing.
Go for it.
Do it.
Come from Jake. Here we go. I did not like any of the Robert Rodriguez directed episodes. Every episode not directed by him was considerably stronger.
I agree with that.
The cyberpunk Vespa gang was so effing cheesy.
Yep.
The stuff with the Tuskens was awesome, and I wish they would have kept them around longer.
Yeah.
People are mad that Mando was a focal point when he has his own show, but I think it's clear that he's the guy in the Star Wars universe right now, and everyone kind of moves around his story.
Yes.
That's an interesting point.
He was there to prop up this story because without him, you've got 4 episodes. And not really anything that was as interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It almost felt like to me a little bit.
He was
like,
a crutch.
It was almost like they're like, all right, well, how many of these episodes have we got? We got 7. And they're like, we better pull in some Mando stuff. We're running out. Okay, number 5 here. I wish Grogu would have got Yoda's lightsaber, but I'm still holding out hope for that. Loved them bringing back Black Chrysanthemum and Cad Bane to live action. Cad Bane is awesome, and I hope he's not dead. It would suck if that's really how he goes out.
Yeah, agreed.
I did like the season, just not as much as maybe I should have. Like I said, I did like the season, just not as much as maybe I should have. Like I said, the Robert Rodriguez episodes were weak in my opinion. I think it was average, but could have been great. I think the biggest issue I have is wanted Boba to be a cold-blooded badass, and they kind of made him corny in some episodes. He talked way, way, way too much. Needed that helmet on more.
Yeah.
The people who have a dump in their pants because the focus went to Mando need to chill out. Those were the best parts of the show. My favorite cameo was BD1, the droid from the PS4 Xbox game Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep, just played that.
You did?
Like a month, 2-3 months ago.
So you know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He was Jedi Cal Kestis droid. That was a nice cameo. I hope Cal shows up at some point.
Oh, man, I hope so. That would be awesome.
Pretty cool. So you know these guys, too.
Played by one of the guys from Shameless, who also played the Joker
William
in
Mason.
Gotham.
Oh, the young redheaded kid.
Yes.
Oh. Yes, of course.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. He plays the video game guy. A lot of good with the show and a lot that could have been better, but the most important part for me is it has hyped me for Mando Season 3.
Yes.
Jake gives it a 3.1 out of 4.0.
Yeah, fair.
A couple of bonus things from Jake here. He also loved the Luke and Ahsoka interaction. I wish we could get more of that relationship.
Oh, I think we'll get more.
Also, Anakin and Ahsoka were so close, so it would be good to get Ahsoka telling Luke stories about his dad and whatnot.
I think we'll get some of that. They definitely teased that when because they were like, well, when are we gonna see each other again?
Yeah.
I think
it's kind of
probably in the Ahsoka show, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, big thanks to Jedi Jake. What do you guys think of that nickname?
Yeah, it sticks.
You guys think is that going to be it?
Yeah.
We'll run it by him.
I didn't run it by you. I didn't run your nickname by you. And but then I'm like, am I just the asshole picking nicknames for people? Because like maybe you should get to pick your own nickname.
Yes.
You guys,
I don't think that's possible. You can't pick your own nickname.
I want you guys to know though, if you ever want it to change, just we'll see.
Well, I'm locked in. It's my Xbox name now. So.
Oh, nice! It started to take over the handles
Yeah.
and whatnot. You need it's your public facing personality.
That's right.
When you get real big. No, Jedi Jake. We'll see if it sticks. But either way, Jake, man, appreciate you. Appreciate Dan P, one of our Patreon patrons. The Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett. I think we got a lot that we brought to the table. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And we always want to hear from people when we talk about this stuff. So Star Wars has a lot more to bring to the table. The Mandalorian's not going away. We got season 3 coming. They've teased it out. And who knows, probably more Boba Fett at some point because
I'm sure.
Seems like they love making it.
I'm sure there will be an entire Boba Fett episode in The Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, at least 2 or
and
3 of them.
everyone is going to love it.
Yes. It's almost, we didn't really talk about that, but like that was kind of like the first time one of these shows really did just kind of mix their stuff. It's not like you watch WandaVision and 2 of the episodes were about the Falcon. This is a Wanda story. This was we're gonna bring in the Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bring in the Mandalorian. We're gonna continue a couple things, and I don't know. I'm kind of into this a little bit. We'll see how Star Wars handles it moving forward.
For sure.
Let's talk about what's coming up. Holy shit.
Language.
Nice. Man, it's been a while since we've been in here, and it's so good nerding out with you guys, and we have a lot to nerd about in 2022. We're just going to breeze through these real quick, but Marvel Studios, I definitely want to start highlighting our calendars by fandom. Morbius is coming up April 1st, not pushed yet. Multiverse of Madness is May 6th, and July 8th is Thor Love and Thunder. November 11th, Wakanda Forever. So we got these first 4 up. We also have some shows that could be coming this summer. I don't know if we've had any new dates. Maybe you guys can help me out here. Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Did that get pushed?
I think that might have been pushed because I think Guardians got pushed.
Because Guardians got pushed, which
I think so.
Which would make sense. So we'll keep confirming this. But
March 30th, Moon Knight, I believe.
Yeah,
is the date.
Moon Knight is March.
March?
Yes.
So we're going to have Moon Knight March 30th?
In a month.
I'm finding out right now.
Yes. In a month, we will have Moon Knight.
Oh my gosh. So that's right before Morbius.
I want to say it's maybe 5 or 6 episodes.
Scott, talk to me. How are you feeling about this?
I am so amped.
We're talking about a month out.
Yeah. I'm so amped for this.
Guess we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we will have to talk about it. No, we will for sure. Man, I cannot wait for Moon Knight. All these look good. And we also have DC lineup happening, man. Here in just a couple weeks. The Batman.
They're back.
That's not the right date.
No.
That's the old date.
Yeah. This is March 4th.
Yeah, and we're going March 2nd, Andy.
Yeah.
Wednesday, March 2nd.
Yeah.
We got our tickets. Scotty's going to have his tickets. We'll be talking about that. July 29th. Some of these dates might be old. Black Adam. We got The Flash coming, and then Aquaman. We had that great DC teaser that came out just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about it. Spoiler alert for that 1-minute clip that DC released, showing all these titles we just talked
footage
about. And
from each one.
You guys remember the characters
that
we
yeah.
saw?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the ones we just mentioned, but let's rattle off a few. Hawkman. Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
That was wild. Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Someone else. The Atom?
Oh yeah, Atom.
Going through like Giant Man?
Going through a town, yeah.
Yeah.
So DC, they're bringing it this year. We'll see. We got Batman, we can watch for that in just a couple episodes.
They've already brought it, to be honest. You look at that bottom left. We'll get
Oh yeah, and that's actually going to be coming up next week, which I can actually skip to this. Next week we're talking Peacemaker.
May not be a family-friendly episode.
Yeah, I think we'll have to come in with it's a rated R show, and whenever it's rated R, we're going to be repeating cuss words and talking about gory stuff. And this show is going to be really fun. So I don't know if this is one you watch with your kids. I want to know what you parents are doing out there. What'd you do? Did you just watch? Did your kids watch any of this?
No, I watched it alone.
Not even Shanna?
Not even Shanna would not stand for it.
Oh my goodness!
I think she watched one episode and she was like, I can't deal with this.
Oh my gosh!
Too over the top for her. How could you not love Eagly?
Eagly, man. John Cena, James
Vigilante.
maybe stole the show.
Oh yeah.
James Gunn just came in and killed it writing and directing this thing. I can't wait to break it down with you guys.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell you this. I plan on that 4th seat being filled.
Oh man.
I'm not going to say who because it's kind of a toss-up right now. It depends on if someone commits, and then I have a really good backup that I'm going to ask that maybe we can get in here. So
Okay.
I'm going to say it like this. We're looking to fill that 4th seat a little bit more this year.
My buddy
Let's do
John Cena's in it right now.
Yeah, there he is. he doesn't know.
You know, I do.
Okay.
It took me a second.
Yeah, it does sometimes. It's okay.
Here's some big Hollywood blockbusters that'll be coming to theaters this year. I want to know how excited you guys are for these. John Wick Chapter 4. Any John Wick people?
I think that got pushed to 2023.
So that might be gone already. Yeah, these are the old titles. I haven't updated these yet. It's part of why I want to bring them up. Top Gun, is that still happening?
That is still happening
Yeah.
this year.
How about Jurassic World
Oh, yeah.
Dominion?
Cannot wait.
I saw a preview for that just on Friday when I saw Uncharted.
I mean,
Preview
I
looks
am ecstatic.
Yeah,
Bringing back a lot of the OG cast.
Bryce Dallas Howard
Oh,
directed the Mandalorian episode of Book of Boba Fett.
yeah. And she's an actress in the movie. But is she does she direct or write on this, or is she just playing?
I think she's just in the movie.
She's an actor, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mission Impossible 7. I never even watched those.
Me either.
Oh man, that might round out my top 5
Mission?
oh man.
Oh man.
Tom-
oh yeah, because you
Tom
love
Cruise.
I could.
You
Yeah,
like-
I was gonna say Tom Cruise.
Well, and
Oh.
you like James Bond.
Yes.
So this is like the Tom Cruise. This is his James Bond.
Oh yeah, total Tom Cruise stan over here.
Okay, well that should be coming this year too.
Yes.
So lots of movies to talk about, and Star Wars, of course. We just talked about it. The Book of Boba Fett. It's out there. Obi-Wan Kenobi's coming later.
May.
What in the world?
May is going to be a big month.
You talk about a show I'm excited for. Ewan McGregor bringing this character back. Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader. How's this going to work? I don't know. Andor? Anybody know about this?
Oh, Cassian Andor from the Rogue One movie.
Oh, okay. So this is the Rogue
This
One.
is a prequel
Same
of Rogue One.
Same group.
Just him.
Just the main guy.
He
the one guy.
He was the captain of the ship
Yes.
with the robot
Yes.
sidekick.
Oh, so we'll get both of them.
I
back.
really hope so.
What about Bad Batch? You watching that?
I am not watching Bad Batch, but I eventually I'm going to give that a shot.
Got Mandalorian maybe coming this year. I don't think we got a date on that yet. A Droid Story, The Acolyte, and Ahsoka. These are still a little bit in Rumorville. I don't know if we're going to get all these.
We're gonna be busy.
We're going to be busy. Lots to talk about. And, of course, we told you guys we got big goals for the year, big 3 things. And you can find it all at mostlysuperheroes.com/music/events/give. We're bringing more music into the show, local artists, venues. We're going to be doing more events, and we want to work with charities to make some money for good. And we're living up to our promise. We got our first event happening this Friday, February 25th, at Well Spent Brewing Company. Right here, been rocking the sweater the entire episode. Super Smash Brothers 21 plus. Doors open at 7. Tournament starts at 8. Prizes for the top 3 competitors. Extra screens for friendly matches if you don't want to play in the tournament. And bring your own controller if you have one. It's a Switch. Are you ready? Andy's been practicing. Scotty's been practicing. I haven't. I'll probably just do the free play. Scotty, talk to us about Friday and how excited you are.
I am going to be so terrible at this game, but I'm going to give my best.
Okay. That's all we can ask.
Yeah.
And it's a brewery.
It's a brewery.
It's Well Spent Brewing. They got beer on tap. You're going to be fine.
Lots of good beers there.
Yes.
Andy, how are your skills on Super Smash Brothers on the Switch?
I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna move this real quick.
Okay.
Just so we can make room for when I win that trophy.
Okay.
We'll go right here.
All right. Well, it's up to me where everything goes on the
Oh,
shelf,
yeah,
but I know
you're
what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you're going to get that trophy?
Yeah.
And Laura over there at Well Spent, she showed us the trophy. You can find the picture of it
It's
on our
beautiful.
Instagram. You can sign up by emailing Laura. The link will be in our episode description today. Go to mostlysuperheroes.com/events. We are so excited to partner with a local brewery for our first ever in-person event. Can you even believe it, Andy? Season 3, here we are partnering with a local St. Louis business. We are so pumped for this.
I mean, we just went to the office trivia there a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And seeing this advertised in the bathroom just gave me just one of the happiest things I've ever seen. Just ads for this everywhere. Like every time I went pee, I was like, all right.
Yeah, they had
Cool.
they had it
Mostly
up in
superheroes in the bathroom.
They had it up in the foyer in the bathroom. These guys
Nice.
are ready. Laura's excited. We're gonna be there. We're gonna have recording equipment, our new banner. You won't be able to miss us. And we're bringing some exclusive, mostly superhero stickers and some merch that we're gonna give away. So definitely come show up Friday, February 25th. Doors open at 7. Tournament starts at 8. And get ready to play some Super Smash Brothers at a brewery 21 plus. We can't wait. We'll see you there.
Can't wait.
Get ready to get some merch. If you need some for the event, you can find it at mostlysuperheroes.com/merch. And don't forget about new episodes of the show every Monday, Sunday on Patreon, where you get that pre-show, the exclusive part of the show before we start, where we're BSing, catching up, a little bit more behind the scenes from Scotty, Andy, me, whoever else is in the studio that day. And that's Mostly Superheroes this week, folks. Andy, how'd we do?
We did amazing. Best episode yet.
Was that it? Best one?
Yeah.
We live in brilliant by the last one, don't we?
Like, I've been in awe the whole time here. It's hard to concentrate because I'm like still just giddy.
I told Carrie, I was like, I feel like once we're in here, like, I mean, I get lost in here.
Oh yeah.
And now
we could walk out and the world could have ended.
I have no idea. Like, it feels like it's like 9 a.m.
Yes.
Like, it feels totally different.
It could be any time.
I think before we could like see the windows. And so it was like you could see the nighttime and you'd be like, oh, it must be like really nighttime.
Right.
But Scotty, how'd you do today, man? How'd you enjoy being in the new studio?
Oh man, it was so great. Everything looks so great. Super awesome. Breaking everything down. It's been too long.
Been too long.
Yes.
And I think we're getting good at it.
Yes.
We got
starting to flow.
We got
pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah, starting to flow. We got fans that are showing up and watching us everywhere on the internet, listening to us in their podcast app. And I gotta say, man, this is a pure joy to me to be in here with you guys. What I've realized after the last couple of years is that it is about right now and living your life and having fun, because you never know where it's gonna go or when it's gonna be done. And this is fun.
Get it out there.
Like, if the world is out here showing us fun movies and TV shows, the least we can do is nerd out together and talk about it.
Bask in the joy of the nerdiness.
I think that's it.
Yes.
Well, I think we have.
Oh yeah, it's here.
At that.
It's exploded.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. Peacemaker. We'll see you both here, right?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Yep. Have a fourth one, and then we'll be talking about the Batman after that. And
Yeah, it never ends.
All right, we'll see you here, guys. See you on the internet at mostlysuperheroes.com. Tell a friend. Check us out. And join us on Patreon if you want that exclusive content. We can't wait to see you next time and want to hear from you at mostlysuperheroes.com. Have a great week. We'll talk to you then. Take it easy.